Then we should be good, I believe. Getting sound from both, so we should be good there. Alright. Which stream might take a second. Oh, it looks like it's good. Which stream might take a second. Oh, it looks like it's good. Okay, Twitch is up. We're just waiting on YouTube now. Might take a second. Oh, it looks like it's good. Okay, Twitch is up. We're just waiting on YouTube now. Might take a second. Oh, it looks like it's good. Okay, Twitch is up. We're just waiting on YouTube now. Might take a second. Oh, it looks like it's good. Okay, Twitch is up. We're just waiting on YouTube now. Might take a second. Oh, it looks like it's good. Okay, Twitch is up. We're just waiting on YouTube now. Might take a second. Oh, it looks like that's probably really annoying. I just kind of blocked it out. I was reading something. Sorry for the feedback if you heard that. All right, let's check on YouTube now. Oh, it looks like that's probably really annoying. I just kind of blocked it out. I was reading. Okay, it looks like I'm getting sound quality from both, so both. I think we are good. We can get into this really quickly. Just gonna make sure I get everything situated before I start my stream. Why is she in the team? Oh, right, because she's on the roster. Move her from the roster before I get started here. Clear all the items. In case they aren't cleared. Sort. We can kind of get into things here. Do my intro, and then we're gonna get started here. Oh, random. Not causing me trouble for most of the stream. I think I'm situated. All right, gonna do my intro, and let's go. What's up, guys? I'm the Blue Titan, and welcome back to another episode of Darkest Dungeon. Before I get started, if you'd like to see short-form content, highly edited, very fast-paced, fun content that's going to be the kind of stuff you'd see up here in your YouTube Shorts feed, head over to the Blue Titan Space Gaming to see content like that. If you'd like to see longer form content where I talk with my YouTube and Twitch chat, talk about game design, talk about the game itself, talk about all different topics. Sometimes I'm on task, sometimes I'm not off task. Sometimes the banter gets off task for quite a while, actually. But we're just having fun. It's almost like old school couch co-op gameplay. You can head over to the Blue Titan Space Gaming Space VODs to see the full videos there. And again, that's the Blue Titan Space Gaming for the shorter edited versions of what's on the Blue Titan Gaming VODs channel, where you'll see the full unedited content, entire Let's Plays, and you can also find a this is where what would be edited out. My brain just had a fart there for a second. You'll see the fully, the full episode list on a playlist. Man, I just could not think of the word. Yeah, so if you want to see all of the episodes of this series from the beginning to now, you can go over and you can watch that there. I need to get back a little bit into remembering to add things to the playlist. I haven't done that the last few days, or the last few episodes. I've just been enjoying playing so much. But that's, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, all of the YouTube channel is downstream of me just having fun. YouTube, the channel is more like more of a I've been making this YouTube channel as well as these series as a way of essentially keeping myself honest to continue playing games, because I love playing games, but you know, once you leave your late teens, mid-20s, you gotta like kind of find more reasons to like sit down and play games, or I guess rather find more times to kind of pull that out of nowhere and just like, all right, I gotta find some time to game. And then it's ironic because then there's this like flip where like you hit your 30s and then suddenly like you have the money and you have the freedom, but you've signed yourself up for other obligations that may supersede that. And I love games and I want to be able to play them when I can. So again, this YouTube channel is in part like a way to keep myself honest and kind of like give me an incentive, we'll call it like a accountability buddy, right? Like an accountability like apparatus to kind of incentivize me to keep posting, keep making videos every single day, right? Or not every single day, but you know, weekly. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been enjoying the heck out of it. So if you're interested in just watching some classic, you know, just gameplay videos, if it do just playing some games and just kind of complaining when things go poorly and laughing when things go well, then you can hang out. So, but I'm doing quite a bit of a spiel there. As I'm just thinking about, like, you know, what my channel's purpose is. I'm kind of also just, you know, thinking out loud about where this is going and what my goals are. So I have a lot of plans for other games I want to play and a lot of things I want to do, but I'm going to play a game through before I take off to the next one. So, but either way, let's go ahead and get back into this. So let's talk about what happened last episode. In the last episode, we focused on rebuilding our roster, our lower level guys, which has been kind of an ongoing medium tier, like, you know, multiple episode story arc here. And we're now at a stage where we're trying to tackle those middle tier apprentice level bosses, the enemies that you would see here in the orange tier. We've beaten a few of them, and we're starting to see the red ones appear as we beat the others. Now, in this particular case here, we've beaten the hag twice, right? We've beaten both versions of the hag. We've also beaten... let me be more exact. We've beaten both versions of the hag and both versions of the brigand pounder, like the cannon. And that means that there's only the final tier versions of both of those left at this location. Similarly, we've beaten both the low level and the middle level of both of the bosses at this location as well, both the Necromancer and the Prophet, both versions. So what's left is the third version of each, right? So the Ruins and the Weald, next time we go there, it's going to be a serious stakes, right? It's beating the final bosses there. The Warrens in the Cove, we still have to beat the basic tier bosses, or say the basic tier, the middle tier bosses. So we have 2 more bosses to beat, or the 2 middle tier bosses here at the Warrens and the 2 middle tier bosses here at the Cove before we go any further. We're not going to be really going to the Ruins or the Weald in any real serious capacity for a little bit, other than maybe to just do lower tier missions in order to level our guys to get ready to the end of actually fighting these guys off. But for today, my goal is to try to build up a group of these level 2s and try to bring them up in this level 4 space. I want to get them to the level 4 space because at level 4 they will be more ready to go and fight against people like the Hag Witch, or not the Hag Witch, I meant to say the Swine King, right? Because he's the orange tier mission. That's what we want to go and do. I'd love to go there right now, honestly, because he's got the Pagan Talisman, and I'd love to get a copy of that. We don't have a Pagan Talisman, and we haven't really fought against the Fanatic yet. It hasn't come up, and I'd like to actually have something to go fight the Fanatic. We just haven't had the Crimson Cursed, team. The roster hasn't been cursed enough to actually go and fight him. We haven't actually had it come up. And that's due in no large part to us being aggressive with dropping people from our roster that we'll call them liabilities, because they were heavily influenced by the Crimson Curse as well as multiple other bad quirks. And that's from having played this game in the past. I already kind of knew the score, right? In the early game, the people that have the Crimson Curse are sometimes they're a burden, because every 3 weeks they require a blood vial, and if they don't have it, they just die. So I just aggressively drop them, even if they have good quirks. I'm like, okay, you're just a warm body until I get to higher levels and I actually have the capacity to kind of support you. Otherwise you're going to be dragging me down. But either way, now what I'm probably going to be doing is just I'm going to probably just ignore these missions. This looks so juicy. I want to go do this Animalistic Shrines mission and get this Fresh Air in the Tunnels mission to be able to leapfrog straight into fighting the Swine King here, but I can't do it. If you look at this team, we've got Faintree and we've got Campbell, who are fantastic inclusions against the Swine King, particularly Faintree, because the Arbalist has Rallying Flare, and Rallying Flare removes marks, and we saw that the first time we fought against the Swine King. Being able to remove marks is kind of like one of the most powerful things you can do against him, right? Because little Wilbur, his little assistant, his little buddy, tries to mark everybody in her team nonstop, and if she can remove those marks, then suddenly most of the minigame, like the real challenge in that fight, is mostly removed. And then you can just focus on killing the Swine King with raw bleed damage. So that's what we want to do. We just want to eat our vegetables. It's not really like the most challenging thing. It's just like a time consumption thing, right? We need to level our dudes up and get there. And by my estimation, the best 2 targets to level up here are going to be Houndmaster and Flagellant. These are the guys we want to bring. These are the ones we want to have with us. And this is actually going to work out even better than you might expect, because despite the fact that both these characters are fantastic at the Warrens, like they are incredible at the Warrens, right? The Houndmaster got bleed abilities that deal a lot of damage to this, like the pig men, right? The pig people, whatever you want to call them, as well as the Weald location. Both of these locations, the Weald and the Warrens, are very susceptible to bleed. This character also has one other thing going for him, which is that we locked Beast Slayer, which means he's going to be just pushing extra damage against these guys through extra crits and things of that nature. Additionally, by total chance, this was not planned, our Flagellant somehow decided he wanted to be a Warren's Explorer and a Warren's Scrounger. So this dude is rolling around with 15% extra scouting chance, which is just nuts. So we're all for that too. So this is the start of our team. Elsewise, I really don't care who else we bring. I could very easily justify bringing in a Vestal just to start getting one leveled, but for that same exact reason, I could also justify bringing in something like a Shield Breaker. If I brought the Shield Breaker here, it'd be off of the back that she has Beast Slayer. she's not necessarily good at this location. Really, the shield breaker is her best location in the map is the cove. Second, I would say, is the ruins. And then after that, you know, whatever. Because she has armor piercing, right? So she can play on any squad. It's fine. But she has blight, and blight is best at cove and ruins. That's like, it's the best, like, damage over time effect. But as the game progresses, she's going to get better and better anyways, because being able to break someone's guard, being able to ignore armor, being able to protect, like, you know, bypass stealth, she has all these really great utility abilities that have kind of gone unsung in the early game so far. We haven't really got the chance to showcase how powerful that is as much. So we're kind of looking forward to doing that. But I think I'm going to bring one of these shield breakers just to kind of start leveling one of them up. That's where my dog is getting used to her kennel. She's being a dork. All right, but anyway. So we've got these three characters, I think, and then after that, I have some flexible choice here. I could bring a highwayman, and as we've talked about before, our highwaymen, we've had some bad luck with developing highwaymen. We've lost a few, so, excuse me. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. All right, we've had some bad luck with, like, leveling our highwaymen, unfortunately. We've lost ours, so we could level that. We could also level our Vestal. Again, I want to have this character as well leveled up at some point. I want to kind of get her built up. And I wouldn't be bothered by bringing her. She's a lower tier, not as strong. But she can be easily supported by these high damage dealers. Give me just 1 second. I'll make sure the dog's okay. She's just digging at the bottom of her, on her cushion. Anyway, but yeah, so, I mean, in terms of who we bring here, we have a lot of flexibility. These characters are going to carry anyways, so really it's just up to us, like, what class we think we'd like to start seeing some leveling. And really, I'd probably pick somebody like the Vestal. This Vestal, or Gordon, probably Gordon, actually, since she has no stress. This character has 2 good locked quirks, and we are interested in locking this bad quirk, because this bad quirk is really no downside. And so I'd much rather bring her than some character like, let's say, this Hellion, who has Enlightened, which is good, but nothing really else going. So, I mean, I say that I guess you could make an argument that it'd be good to start locking this and start trying to develop other good bad quirks, or other good quirks, but she's got 1 good bad quirk and then nothing else going on, whereas this character has 2 good quirks already locked and then a bad quirk that's worth locking. And I just haven't really had really good luck with the Hellion. I mean, we've already spent quite a bit of time removing bad quirks from her. In our last episode, I think I spent 2 holy waters removing bad quirks from her. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring Gordon, I think. And I think that's it. I could bring this Man-at-Arms. He's got really good stuff locked. I'm not really worried about him. I think we've already got enough damage. I think I'm going to bring a support character here. Because our Houndmaster can remove stress as well as Hound's Harry, and then she can heal. I think that's actually going to be fine. I need to go level my Flagellant up, though. I say level him up. What I mean is level up his skills, because he's only sitting on level 2 skills, and he's a level 3. He has access to level 3 abilities. I think this is just fine as it is like this. Anybody else have anything that they can level up? I don't think so. I think everybody else is fully leveled, as we just said a second ago there. And then we'll try to make sure that they have their armor leveled up too. You're on 3. You're still on 2. So we'll level up yours as well. And everybody else is level 3 already, so we're okay. All right, and then from there we're just going to go ahead and get in and start a mission, I think, here. I'm going to look real quickly and see what items we have access to. We already have a Gunslinger's Buckle, so there's no reason to worry about that here. And then after that, she's like, hold on. She's got extra energy suddenly. I took her out to use the restroom, and she was all good, and all of a sudden she got a lot of extra energy, so hopefully she'll settle back down. All right, but I think we're good here. We've already looked in here. We've got all of our items. We've got everything I think I want to talk about here. As I said before, I thought about picking up this occultist just off the back of the fact that we lost 2, and we don't have one now. And I mean, this guy, he doesn't have any good quirks. He just doesn't, but he's level 3 already, and it might be worth taking him just to actually have one. But I got to think about who I'd drop to do it. I think last time I said I'd be willing to drop one of our highwaymen, but didn't we drop one already? I got to see who I have 3 of. Sort by class. Who do I have 3 of? Hold on. If I'm going to do that, which I could do. Let me see who I have 3 of first before I go doing that, like just discarding somebody. Do I have, is that level? By class, right. I think I have 3 of at least one class, don't I? Oh, I have Vinois. Who is Vinois? Oh, we had a level 0 occultist. I picked him up because of the 5% crit range skills. I remember that now. That might just be a 1-for-1 trade. We do have 3 Houndmasters, but realistically, these Houndmasters are strong. This level 6 guy is disgusting. I mean, he's really strong. Prismatic Isolation is kind of whatever, but like these last 2 quirks move in and out of your slots anyways, but we've locked 3 really good ones and then like 3 really good bad ones. Well, soft isn't great, but it's still pretty good overall. This Houndmaster has Hard Noggin, which is whatever. He has Deviant Taste and Unquiet Mind, which are good, and Beast Hater, which is really strong. So the Houndmaster's worth keeping. Neeland has Hyromania, which we don't like, and he's got Beast Slayer. Beast Slayer is really good. It's better than Beast Hater. Right. But Neeland actually has no other good things going for him. He just has this. So I'm going to bring him. Maybe he develops a new good quirk or a new bad quirk, whatever. We can make a more informed decision. I'm not going to drop one of these Houndmasters right now, is what I'm saying, because they're all, like, relatively decent. I'm just going to kind of play a little risky with them, and whatever develops. But I'm going to drop Vinois, because Vinois really just has Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye is not really what this class is trying to do anyway. And let's pick up that level 3.
Useless.
Now, I'm not picking up that level 3 because I really need you know, I really like his quirks, which is a pretty rare thing. I usually don't try to pick up characters like this unless they have good quirks, but the fact that he's level 3, that's a lot of money saved, and I can kind of aggressively remove these bad quirks from him, and then just kind of go in and just hope he starts developing good quirks. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to remove these random bad quirks. So he actually has Enlightened. Enlightened's good, though. So that's good. I didn't even notice that. Let's get rid of Dipsomania, and then next week we can get rid of Warren's Phobe, and then after that we can just bring him everywhere we want, and then he can just start developing good quirks, right? And then at that point we've saved some money on his development, because he's already got all the skills already leveled. So we said we've already picked these items. Let's see if there's anybody else we're talking about. I already have a Man-at-Arms. I gotta keep telling myself that. Yes, Eldritch Slayer looks disgusting. Or Eldritch Hater's great. But we do already have 2 Man-at-Arms here that are good, right? We got Clotter, Deviant Taste, and Enlightened are good. And then we've got Hard Noggin and Tippler Risk Taker. Now, you could make an argument, and I wouldn't fault you for this, that this guy's already level 2, and he's got Eldritch Hater, which is better than Clotter. But this guy, and there's also another argument to be made that this guy is, I'm talking myself out of this, this guy's level 2, and he's got all his quirks unlocked. Or all of his abilities unlocked, basically. He's got everything unlocked almost already. So he's got Eldritch Hater, and then he's got a bunch of bad crap here. So we don't want Sickly, we don't like Ruin's Foe, we don't like Off Guard. So if we spent 1 week locking Eldritch Hater and removing Off Guard, then these other 2 aren't good, but they're not as bad. But we would try to remove them as well, and hopefully he develops some better stuff. Whereas Burin literally has Clotter, and then he's got 2 good bad quirks that we're okay with locking. And then this guy's got 2 good bad quirks. Yeah, we're locking this guy for sure. I like this. This Luet guy is great. But Burin, he's got Clotter, which is a really good quirk on this guy. It just is. I mean, he's a tank. He's going to have large amounts of health, and Bleed is the only way you really bring him down outside of huge massive amounts of damage. But we're going to give him protection items later in the game, which means that Bleed is his only real downside. This is making his Bleed no longer a real downside. Ideally, he'd also get something like, you know, not thin-blooded, thick-blooded, I guess is the opposite one of that. I'm assuming just that would just make sense. I'm going to look at this. Thick-blooded, I was right, yeah. I know thin-blooded is the one that makes you more more weak to blight, but Burn is solid here. And it's like, okay, the question is, would I rather take this guy who has Eldritch Hater, or would I rather keep this, like, and who already has, you know, all of his quirks, or all of his abilities, I keep saying quirks, all of his skills already unlocked? Or would I rather keep the guy that has Clotter, has 2 good bad quirks? Right, because the thing is, I can keep playing this guy, I can keep playing Burn. It's a lot harder to get good bad quirks, and you want to get those early and get them locked early, because then you can kind of play, and the guy can just keep playing, and he can just develop whatever quirks you need. Don't care. I'm gonna keep Burn. I like this guy, this Bergiet, but I think Burn is a better overall, like, pick. He's lower level, doesn't have as many skills unlocked, gonna cost us a little bit more money, but he has really good quirks, and in the long run I think it's gonna be better served choosing that character. The other characters, natural swing's good. The other characters are kind of like whatever, I think, here. Torn Rotator is kind of whatever in this class. Less melee damage skills. It's pretty much irrelevant on the Plague Doctor most of the time. I mean, yes, Incision is melee, but you don't really use that on this class that often. Fading is god-awful, but it'd be an easy one to lock. You know, you lock Natural Swing, remove Fading. Easy combination, and we would be totally fine locking Torn Rotator by just playing around with this character. It does matter, but it's not that big of a deal. But if you look down the list here, we have Perry here, who has Luminous, and I think we have Linessi, who has Photomania and Beast Hater. Right, so the question is Natural Swing better than that? And the answer to that question is resounding no. You could strip every ability off this Plague Doctor except Luminous, and I would still rather have Luminous, right? Luminous is just better than Natural Swing. 2 extra speed, and then +5 dodge. And Linessi has Photomania, which I think is also much better, less stress in general. Beast Hater's kind of, I said before, it's an S tier quirk on the wrong class. I don't like Beast Hater on the Plague Doctor. I think it kind of is it's a misfire, because the class is not often going to be at the Warrens. Although this guy really wants to be at the Warrens. Actually, ironically, this might be the guy who would want to have Natural Swing, because he's got Photomania, which is good in generally everybody. But Beast Hater's like, hey, I want to be at the Warrens. Okay, then you got Warrens Tactician. Okay, so this guy's almost the Incision weird Plague Doctor build if he wanted to try some off the wall kind of stuff here. But I think I'm gonna let Beast Hater re-roll. I just don't see why I'd want this on this class. Almost every enemy, almost every big tier enemy, almost every single big mission I'm going to be doing with this Plague Doctor, where there's a boss or anything, it's never going to be a beast. And most enemies aren't going to be a beast that this Plague Doctor sees. He's going to see Unholy, he's going to see humans, and that's pretty much it. He's going to see Eldritch enemies in the Cove. Right, most of his enemies are going to be at like those other 2 locations. Yes, you can bring this character. You can bring this character to, say, the Warrens. But if you were going to do it, you'd have to do some weird build where you go like Blinding Gas, Incision, Battlefield Medicine, Emboldening Vapors, and just completely ignore the Plague Grenade side of this character, which is totally fine. But what it does is it takes a character who's got like 2 dimensions or like a few different ways you can play him, and then makes her like only one way of play, which is just you have to roll this one specific way of playing her, which is all the stun abilities. I guess she does have access. If you get rid of the Plague ability, it has no chance of it gets moved into a slot back or forth, really in an awkward spot. This would force the Plague Doctor to have to be slot 3. So not necessarily unplayable, just kind of weird. All right, so I think we're going to continue on from here, though. I don't really have anybody else who I need. There's nobody like looking at this comp that I need to replace. I think we could just go ahead and get on in. All right. Yeah, I think we can. All right. I had my Twitch reset for a second there. I was a little worried it was my YouTube. It's always annoying when YouTube resets like that. It does it occasionally, but I think I did it in episode 5 of this series, but I don't think it's done it since, fortunately for me. All right. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Verdun got hit with a Crimson Curse. We did get one guy hit by it, but last night. I got to keep an eye on that now. But we're okay. I mean, we've gone a long time without dealing with that. So this week is, build a party roster around, like, people with virtue, I guess. We could, right? This week we saw this event was your dudes have a 50% extra chance to trigger virtue. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, you hope it doesn't come to that, though. Who do I have? Sort by level. Who do I have up in the upper tier? So there's a question to be had here. Is it worth it to go do this Warren's mission here to try to go scoop up this legendary bracer? An item I do want to get. I don't know if it really is. I just don't know if it's worth going to push a harder mission like that just to do it. I could go do it just to go get that item. I don't really think there's anything else I care to do. I mean, yes, I'd love to get this Pagan Talisman, but as I said, I'm not going to go do one of these missions until I level up my lower guys. I don't know. I'm just trying to decide if I even want to go do one of these harder missions just to go do it. Just not just to go do it, but to go get a legendary bracer. I don't know if this upper tier mission is worth going to do just to get a legendary bracer, right? Like, I guess I could. Nah. This team that I have, the squad I'm looking at, is almost all frontliners. Literally, Dupe Squire's in the guy that's not. I need to develop a backline before I start doing that nonsense. I mean, yes, I could bring a Jester to kind of make up for that, but I think I'm just going to go do a lower tier mission and kind of unlock some more. Well, none of these lower tier missions actually have any items I really want, though. I already have a Sharpening Sheath. I don't care about the Reckless Charm. +5 accuracy, -2 dodge. We're not doing any of these missions because none of our guys are infected yet. I guess an argument could be made that maybe this is a good time to go do this explore 90% of rooms medium mission. It's only a few rooms. I could go do it. A Warren's mission. I haven't done an upper tier mission. I literally have not done a red tier mission yet. Let's go do this. Well, hold on. One other downside of this is it isn't like an ancestral item that we're getting and are doing a whole medium mission off of for this. So I don't even know if it's really worth. Huh. Who would I bring? It would be these guys. It's almost the same squad I was going to bring at the lower tier to go do this other mission. Nah, I'm going to stick to what I was talking about earlier. Let's just go do a lower tier mission and gain some extra money. Let's go get, I guess we'll go get the Sharpening Sheath. I don't need it, but I can sell it. So I said I want to level these guys up. I need to get my guys that are like level 2. I need to get these guys up there so I can start bringing them to... I'm trying to develop a crew of guys to go fight against the Swine King. That's my goal right now, right? So I said I was going to bring Patrice here, even though this mission is not like the best thing for Patrice, right? Shield breakers are generally better on the Cove and the Ruins, but this character happens to be like good in this location in general because, well, for one, happens to have the Cork Beast Slayer, which is good. And you might think to yourself, well, what the heck? Why did you like Beast Slayer in this character when she does mostly Blight? But then you're over here talking about not using Beast Hater on the other character we talked about a second ago, which was the Plague Doctor, when she does mostly Blight. And the answer to that question is, this character actually has a meaningful, like, analog. You can very easily switch this character over into, like, a hardcore Pierce build with Puncture. This character doesn't, like, become some weird build that is not really serviceable whenever you do this. Whereas it feels that way more with the other, let me put it this way. The things that you're doing with the Plague Doctor that require you to lean into that melee bleed build are like antithetical or like exactly perpendicular to what you're doing to play the Plague version. Whereas the Shield Breaker, giving her like Beast Slayer is whatever, right? She's going to be using Pierce on any location you're at on anyway. Right? Any location you're at, you're probably rolling with Pierce. This is a very strong bread and butter ability. I mean, you can run some other things, but this is just a very strong ability. It kills the snails instantly. It takes care of most of the annoying characters that are in the game that have armor. She can use it from slot 3. It gets her back to the front line and she gets knocked back. It's just really strong. Whereas, if you're running with the Plague Doctor, Incision's just weird. Right? It doesn't move the character. It bleeds, which is kind of cool, but like it doesn't really synergize with anything else in the kit. There's no synergy with that ability, and it doesn't really like make this character like multiple threat in the way you'd think, right? So what I mean by that is the Shield Breaker can do Blight damage, but also can do armor piercing damage. Armor piercing's useful everywhere. Blight's good on Cove, so she becomes extra an extra threat on the Cove, right? Whereas like the Plague Doctor's like, I want to be a bleeder and I want to be a blighter, and it doesn't really work. You want to be a blighter and maybe a stunner, or you want to be like a bleeder and like a stunner, or you want to be like a, you know, you don't want to bleed and blight. Like you can't, those are two different systems, because lowering someone's bleed resistance does not lower their blight resistance. So I would almost never put those things together. So that's where I think like the Plague Doctor having Incision is just so, it's just so tonally deaf. It's cool because it kind of like creates this off build that you can do, but it really just doesn't synergize with anything else in the kit. It's probably the most where did that come from ability on any character in the game. Like it doesn't synergize with the kit in any real way. It just feels completely out of place. But it is interesting. I like that kind of stuff because it makes it cool. You can try something new, unique, but it doesn't synergize with anything. It's just kind of strange. Yeah, I'm going to go do this mission, I think, because I'm just going to sell the Sharpening Sheath as soon as we get it. It's worth a decent chunk of change. And I think I already locked... Was I locking quirks already here? I locked one person's quirk. Who was this? Bassett was a... Oh, yeah. Bassett was the level 3 occultist we pulled. So this might just be a week where we kind of start locking the good quirks on the guys like this, the Flagellant, start developing these upper guys. I've wanted to have like a free week where this comes through a few times. It just hasn't happened yet, so I'm probably just gonna say to heck with it. Get rid of Warren's Phobe, lock in Beast Hater here. And then we'll go ahead and throw in... Theon doesn't have anything good going for him, right? No. I'll just play Theon until he locks something else or gets something else going, because God-Fearing's good, Beast Hater's good, Nervous is bad, Scattering is whatever on this character. I mean, it's not good, but usually... Think about it this way. It's lowering the strength of his range skills, but the range skills that he has are not damage-based abilities. They're like utility abilities, right? So doing less damage on your ranged abilities, he's like, okay, I do a little less damage, but you're still stunned. I do a little less damage, but you're still blighting. It doesn't really matter. What really bothered me if this was like minus 5% damage to melee, which is like, he wants to do raw damage when he does his melee ability, so that would actually hurt a lot more. Tone Deaf is kind of whatever. I don't really care about that. But he doesn't really have any good quirks. He just has Beast Slayer, or Hater, and he has only one good bad quirk, which is God-Fearing. He needs a little bit more time to develop. He's not in a bad spot. It's just that it's awkward, because he's already level 6. He just hasn't developed anything. He's very like milquetoast. He's got nothing going for him. Whereas this Crusader, we already talked about him. He's in a really good spot on the left side, like incredible left side. Right side, he's got Tippler now, but he got Corvid's Appetite, and we got to get rid of that. I'm not having to be eating dead bodies. That's gone. That's gone today. Well, not Tippler. Corvid's Appetite. Elsewise, I think we can just jump on into a mission here. Yeah, so let's pick... I think I said before I was going to take Gordon because I wanted to start to kind of level up and give her some, you know, time to lock this bad gambler quirk, but also maybe pick some other quirks up as well. She's got 2 really good starting ones here: extra speed, extra, you know, healing received. I'm on board with all of that. Let's lock some items. Let's go. If I was ever going to use this ability or this item, it would be now to use it, right? Because extra chance of virtue this mission. But again, I just don't see why it matters here. We're not at that much of a threat. I don't think that part of the game is going to matter currently. I don't think we're going to go on Death's Door or you know, any of that right now. We're just going to go do this random apprentice level mission. I mean, it's a long mission, but I think we're fine. Everybody on our team I think is level 2 except for one character, which is Gordon. Yeah, we're fine. Let's give her the scroll. I like how we have multiple Eldritch Slayer rings now. We're in a position to take out anything we want to Eldritch when that time comes. And then I'm gonna give her the Seer Stone because I'm gonna give my Houndmaster the map. It's just really strong on him. The Houndmaster in general should probably usually have the map because his trap chance to disarm is incredibly high already, so it's just gonna guarantee he can remove anything. And then after that, I usually try to give him something like the Ancestor's Candle to kind of make up for the fact that he's going to Hound's Harry and it's going to diminish his damage. Hound's Harry does, you know, 75% of his base, and this kind of offsets that a little bit, makes his Hound's Harry hit for a little bit more on the raw up on the first end, not on the bleed side, so it can just take people out sometimes. From there, the Flagellant here, I guess we're at the start of the game where I'm actually starting to get best in slot items on characters, and I don't really need to run anything else than that. Dismiss Head is just incredible on this character. Berserk Charm is an interesting one here. I could go with that on him as well. He's not going to go to like Death's Door, so you know, having him just hit harder and go faster is generally pretty good. Having him take extra stress is not that big of a deal. He has Lashes Kiss. It's a long mission, and we have Lashes Solace. I mean to say, not Lashes Kiss. I keep saying that, but Lashes Solace. And then after that, the Shield Breaker. Is this the Warren's mission? Or the Wield? The Wield. I was thinking about bringing the Beast Slayer's ring. Never mind. Alright. Well, I'm not spectral spear tip. Another example of what I mean when I say that this character's much better on the Cove. Like, this just makes her even more potent on the Cove. One of her best items, like the spectral spear tip, is so strong. I don't think there's a specific item that I'd want to run on her here on this mission. I don't think there's any one specific thing. I'm a big fan of like surgical gloves though. If it's not obvious by now, I think this item is like secretly one of the better like items in the game for melee characters, especially early levels, because there's really no downside to it. She has the ability to move herself pretty easily, and if she gets moved back a slot, she doesn't care about the minus 20% move resist, so she can just immediately pierce right back into the slot she wants to be in, and she moves non-stop, so she doesn't care about that downside. Same reason I also run that, by the way, on the Flagellant a lot. I had already, or I use it on the Crusader sometimes, right? But think about what this item does. Like, I want you to really, like, just for a moment, I talked about how good I think it is, but I didn't really talk about why. As a green tier item, this thing has a minus 10% debuff chance, or debuff resist. That's almost never even relevant. Minus 20% move resist is kind of like, okay, that can kind of matter, but like, I don't care about getting moved because my guy just moves herself later. But then think about what the stats it offers. 8% crit and +5 accuracy. That's literally like a focus ring. 8% crit though, not 5, 8. 5 extra accuracy is, you're like, oh, it's not as good as 10 accuracy. Yeah, but she doesn't struggle with accuracy issues in the first place. She's already at 100%. It's the 8% crit, which is insane. I actually think this is better than Focus Ring. Not on every class, but I think on specific classes, and especially at the earlier levels, like level, lower tier missions, there's no reason you should run Focus Ring over Surgical Gloves. Enemies do not have the dodge statistics for the extra accuracy to really matter. The raw crit is insane. 8% crit with almost no downside of the entire ability. Absurd. This is, I secretly think this is like a rare item, or maybe like an upper rare item, like a blue item, even though it's green. That's just my take. Elsewise, she's already got 18 dodge. I could just give her camouflage cloak. Could also give her something to kind of offset. I mean, the thing about long-term missions you have to remember is the thing that kills you is stress over anything else, right? Stress is what gets you. But that's why I have a Houndmaster to kind of use his howl, or cry havoc here. And then that flagellant, having extra stress, not a big deal in this class, because I can always just, even if he becomes rapturous, it's not that big of a deal. I can always remove all of it whenever I go to, I almost said go to sleep, whenever I can't, because I can just use the Lash of Solace to replace it. And then I think we do already have, oh yeah, I didn't do this last time. I need to select the correct ability. I used this character before. I bought Release the Hound and forgot to select it. So, remember it this time. The Vestal doesn't have an additional ability selected here. I guess could matter, but I don't really care that much here. I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to spend any money on this stuff. Let's just go on in a long mission and say the heck with it. Let's go. All right, everybody's got their stuff. Yeah, he's getting lowered health from Dismiss His Head. Ugh. It does matter. It's just not that much. Look a little longer at people's abilities to make sure everything's good. We don't want Captivate. I do want Puncture, because there are people that we can break guard on. And I think I want Impale, because I go forward and then I go backwards, and this will do a lot of damage. It does add Blight, but it's really the raw damage I care about. Right? Because this can crit. 8% crit, minus 4% crit, but her base percent is 8%. So if I can make her Impale ability crit, it can do a lot of damage. But even if it doesn't really crit, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a lot of raw damage. As I've kind of showcased before, the combination between Impale and Hound's Harry, just wiping mass amounts of people, I'm gonna hit you all for 4. I'm gonna hit you all for 4, and then you just wipe their whole team in 2 rounds. It's just disgusting. Alright, I think we're fine. I guess there's one last thing I could do here. Switch Lick Wounds for Target Whistle to remove protection from enemies, and I don't need the extra heal because I have a permanent Vestal whose whole job is doing that. And if I'm just thinking about whether or not I want to get rid of Seer Stone and instead give her the Healing Tome. Where's it at? I had one. I'm not hallucinating. I had one. That must... Maybe that's one of the items that the Ill Shrieker kept. I guess we don't have it anymore. Why 1,010%? No, that I had. I don't know where that percentage came from. There it is. The Tome of Holy Healing. Plus 25% extra healing skills. Is that really worth it here? I don't think so. I mean, we've already got... Yeah, we're okay. We don't need to. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's do this mission. Long one. Hopefully we don't get hopefully we don't have to lean on that extra chance to going virtuous here. Oh, oops. 2 stacks of food. Shovels. Again, I'm okay with bringing more than we need. Kind of come to the conclusion that generally speaking, it's probably good to bring like 2 or 3 of each. Longer missions, I usually bring more. Medicinal herbs. I mean, 3 is fine. Generally, 3 is probably good for most of these things here. Oops. And of course, keys. We need 4 of these. Actually, this is a little bit on the upper end of what I normally provision for, but we're on a long mission, right? Then, of course, we need 2 stacks of torches. We don't need blood, but we have a chance now of starting to run into those guys. But luckily, we brought a bunch of guys that can deal with bleeders, or bloodsuckers. We got 2 guys that can bleed, 1 person that can deal armor penetration. The Vestal really sucks. I mean, it's just awful against bloodsuckers. She can't stun them. Healing doesn't really matter because the longer you heal, the longer you stay in a fight that potentially gives you more chances of getting hit by the Crimson Curse. And they mostly apply stress, not damage. They also apply blight and to you, and she has no way of dealing with that. The Vestal is just god awful against the bloodsuckers. Yeah, I think we got everything we need. All right. So my brain is still just a little bit sludgy because I just got off of work. What is your chance of hitting on this ability? 105% chance? Yeah, you're fine. Even with the Berserk Charm dropping it down to 100%, you're going to be fine. All right, I think we're good. Let's go play. I'm excited. It's the weekend. I get to play for a while now. Awesome. All right, let's go. That's wild. We got 65% chance, scouting chance right now.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves.
I realize this now.
Let us burn out this evil.
I had 2 flagellants that were level 2. This one actually has Warren's Explorer and Warren's Scrounger, which I talked about earlier because I thought about taking him to that mission. It's okay, because we're going to bring him with us when we go fight against the Swine King. So this guy will be on the team that fights the Swine King, so this will be good then. But it does feel real bad whenever he's ready to go to another location and doesn't get the chance to do anything with it. Having 2 abilities from the same location is kind of wild as luck. That's 15%, scout chance that we're just leaving on the table here. Ooh, an early
Nature herself,
shovel.
Victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
And of course, I didn't bring my extra shovel that I normally have been doing. Dodge. Yep. Brutal.
Another abomination.
That crit.
Cleansed from our lands.
So I'm saying that crit. All right, that should just kill him. And I'm gonna try to stun the last one here. Yeah, and we hit him, which is great. All right, cool. No threat. Although he does get to go first, probably, since he's fast.
This is how a life is taken.
Oh no, we got to go before he did. What about 2 though? No crit that time. Finish him then. Nice.
Their formation is broken.
Never didn't have it.
Maintain the offensive.
I didn't use a dog treat because, realistically, guys, there were only a few dogs there. Okay, now I'll use a dog treat, right? Use dog treats in missions that make sense, or fights that make sense. I usually never use a dog treat unless I see multiple enemies there. Or 4 is usually my pretty obvious go-to. This is where I talk about Impale being strong. Right? I blighted 3 of them too. My god, they have like 60% blight skill chance or resistance. So I'm just gonna almost wipe this whole team in like 1 round. Look at this. You see what I'm saying? Like how stupid that is? These guys are literally, they're already dead. The backline's dead. They didn't get the chance to even fight. And you can say, well, yeah, that's because, they got hit by multiple abilities. But what I'm saying is, not only did I basically wipe these 2 in the back, with 3 characters, I've taken out the back 2 and done half the health of 2 characters in the front. And over the next round, it's going to even be more than that. It's just a crazy amount of damage over time. Let's go for a stun here. We can stun him, and we completely trivialize the fight. Well, that's fine.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
They're still so hurt. My god. Dodge. There's that extra dodge from the camouflage cloak. Oh, actually, I'm just wrong. The torch is at... No, the torch is still at... It's still at 76. Yes, that did trigger. Yeah. Oh, and the torch is above 75. Yeah, we still had it. That guy's dead. Who's next here? I'm gonna actually howl. We are 0 stress right now, or 0 chance of death. May as well remove stress when there's no chance of death. No chance of being punished for it.
Destroy them all.
All right, and then I guess I'll go for a heal here. I don't think anybody has any health loss except my flagellant, so...
Death by inches.
Okay, I'm definitely taking the emerald, as I've talked about. Emeralds are very good to take early because they're the highest probability thing we actually find more of. I'm actually just going to go ahead and drop the dog tree. I think it's worth taking an extra onyx early. And this is something that I remembered just a bit ago. You'll note that this has a keyhole on it. This has a keyhole on it. I've used the key every time on this. I have not used any other items on this. Not once. I've never used a shovel on it, which I can't use. I only have 3 of those left. But I am almost certain that the anti-venom is supposed to represent acid too. Yeah. There was this part of me that was like, is that a thing? I feel like it's supposed to represent acid as well. And yep. I've never used an anti-venom on a chest, but it just confirmed my suspicions. It worked. Pretty cool. All right, that's good to know. I'm actually going to go ahead and drop this one of the 2 firewood for this. I don't care that much about the 2 firewood. The mission's not long enough that it's going to matter. I might even drop the second one if you know, opportunity presents itself. I'm not going to take 1 portrait over what we have here. I think everything else is worth a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Yes, later on I'll want it, but... You know, actually... I could just use this firewood. Oh, it won't let me. The reason I was thinking that is if I use the firewood immediately, slept at the start of the mission, and then use the hound's, you know, the release the hound, extra scouting, removed any chance of being surprised and preventing nighttime ambush, and then giving everybody the old therapy dog here to start the mission, then everybody has lowered stress. The only thing we'd lose out on is 4 food. Is there a way for me to do that? That would be so nice. I might actually do that. Just start the mission by immediately camping. Like, what's the downside? I lose a little food on a mission that has a lot of food already built into it. There's nothing I want to drop over this, though. I guess the holy water, but that's like defeating the whole purpose of bringing holy water to this location. I've been trying to bring the holy water to this mission so that I can actually, like, find out if there's anything that interacts with it. I think there's, like, the Eldritch Altar. What else is here? I guess there are... Looking at a list of things that are at this, the Weald. So I said I've been to all these locations enough times now that I'm actually kind of looking at a guide for something. Okay, so this says that you can also interact with the Troubling Effigy and the Pristine Tower. We already knew about the Troubling Effigy. That's the one that gives you a random good quirk. I've never even seen the Pristine Fountain though. It's like a little angel fountain with one of the angel wings broken. I don't know. Does anybody have a quirk I need to get rid of? I want resolution to scattering we want to keep, bad gambler we want to lock, and pyromania we want to get removed. We don't want to see that lock, but I don't really care that much about the holy water, honestly. Stress heal. I'm gonna get rid of this. Let's just go ahead and keep this firewood and we'll burn it real quickly. I'm not gonna walk down that other hallway though, because there's only 1 sack and nothing in that room, so okay. So we'll just walk back. I'll probably just go into this without burning any torches. I'll walk down this hall without burning any torches. Actually, I'll burn 1 because I want to get my torch high enough that I can actually get the Ancestor's Candle to work as well as the camouflage cloak. But then after these 2 fights, then I'll immediately sleep. All right, remove this. That worked out nice. He's got the most stress too. All right, fight here. Oh, look, there it is. That's the literal thing we were just talking about. Would give you a random good quirk. Of course, I dropped the holy water. This game, man.
Another one falls.
Yeah, that little altar you see in the background over there, if you use your holy water on it, it gives your guys a random good quirk, which we've seen it. I just kind of had forgotten.
Back to the pit.
Do you see how many crits she's already gotten? I think she's already hit 3 crits this mission. Like, she's already had 3 crits this mission on the Shieldbreaker. It's just disgusting. You can't convince me that these surgical gloves aren't they're insane.
As
they're crazy.
The fiend falls, a
Cool.
faint hope blossoms.
I'll go ahead and interact with this and just see if we get lucky. I don't know. Nope, something bad. Clumsy. -5 dodge. We don't want that, but I mean, whatever.
The way is lit.
Oh, I didn't mean to burn that.
Clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
This game has a sense of humor. This is the altar that also works with the holy water. There's literally, I just checked. I think there's 3 curios on this entire mission that interact with holy water, and we've now seen 2 of them already. The game's got a sense of humor. There's that crit I was talking about.
Strike.
those Beast Slayer, actually, these are all Eldritch. Oh! See, this is something I was talking about in a previous episode. I was talking about how I don't really know what the identity of the wield is. Like, what enemies you see there mostly. Yes, there's a human here, but these guys are all human / Eldritch. I didn't realize that these guys were mostly human. I didn't associate these guys with humans, so I guess they are more human than I thought. I thought all of these guys were beast eldritch. I didn't realize they were humans. I mean, I see the skull, the head, the human body, and all that stuff. I just didn't associate that. That changes my perspective about the human Slayer ring a bit. Interesting.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
That is pretty big. That is pretty big there. Yep, you are stunned, sir. Alright, let's just go for raw damage here. I don't need to Hound's Harry. I'm just gonna have you guys... Actually, well, never mind.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And he'll just bleed out on his own. Sure, I'll kill you, I guess, instead. With her.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
What do we get here? Buster good. Crest we already have. That's great.
At least promises success.
The Jade I'll probably leave behind. Single Jade is not really where I'm at right now. This is where I was talking about firewooding.
Circle in
and then we just used 2. I don't need the food.
Battle may yet be won.
I'm just doing this to kind of get a free release the Hound, a free Hound's Watch, and then a free therapy dog. Just lower stress on everybody. There's no downside to this. We have so much extra food. I'm just basically getting a free aura at the start of the mission is essentially what I'm doing. And we can just rest. No downside. It costs us 2 food to get like an enormous amount of just great buffs for the rest of the mission. This is what I was talking about. You can interact with this and, use like a holy water on it. I know that you can. We've already done it before. We just happen to not have holy water. The game had like a good joke. It was like, oh, joke's on you. Let's just interact with you. Altar's purpose is purely decorative. Sure. No big deal. Okay. Remove this trap real fast here. Okay, shovel. How many obstacles are we looking at? We got 1. It's pretty greedy to go for this. We've only got 3 shovels left. But I'll go for it. Yeah, I mean, the emerald we want. And we do want the crest. I just don't know if we have the space for it. I think the crests are worth more than the onyx, but it's also worth more than the 1 anti-venom. I'm gonna drop the single anti-venom here. The next thing to drop is probably going to be the bandages, impunity. If I choose to drop anything. Wow, you're at 1, so I guess I'll finish you off with the stun. I thought about using the stun to increase the torchlight, but I don't want to take a chance it only hits for 0. I've seen that happen multiple times in the last few days.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Would I rather have the money over the bandages? 400 is not a lot, but it will stack. The problem is, it begs this question. How many missions am I going to go into where I drop, like, the bandages and don't use them? And just end up... You bring the bandages because you can possibly get bled. You can also use them on a few different... As I've mentioned, I'm looking here just to check. Yeah, there's literally only 2 curios in the entire mission that interact with this. There's the eerie spider web, and then there's the mummified remains. Those are the only 2 things that you bring this for. I should probably just stop bringing bandages at this location, honestly. I mean, other than bleed, it doesn't really matter that much. All right. Press forward here. I could ignore this obstacle if I wanted to. The problem with doing that is then I have to take a long route to the left and then to justify coming back. If I go right, then I see the 1 obstacle and I go down to... Oh, I still have 2 shovels. I'll go left here. I can avoid using 1 shovel. That's probably a good thing. Oh, look, there's the eerie spider webs. Like right after I drop the bandages. The game, that's twice in this mission, or 3 times in this mission, just done that.
Impressive.
Okay, game. We're not really here for, like, we're really just trying to level our guys, so I don't feel that bad.
Victories mount, so too will resistance.
So there's a chance that this thing will drop gold and trinkets and stuff, but there's also like a chance it'll give you a negative quirk, which is the slow draw, slow reflexes and slow draw. We saw that happen. That's what I thought. Yep. And we don't want that. I'm not interacting with that. I hate slow draw. It's just crap. Slow reflexes, slow draw. All right. Heading on down here. All right, this is the one I was talking about. You could interact with the acid because it's also another one of these. I knew that you could. I'd forgotten until I figured it out with one. I was like, okay, yeah, these keyhole-looking shaped like treasure boxes. You can interact with the key, but you can also use the anti-venom to like burn it open. Oh, look at that, another emerald. Yeah. We have exactsies for everything. That worked out fantastically. Hunger check is just fine. We've been pretty disciplined with our food use, so. Now, I think I could go right here and then come back, and it's actually less rooms visited. That's actually probably smarter, even though I went the long way to get here. Going right still does make us backtrack less. I'm gonna do that. I'll use the torch here. I gotta think about how many torches I'm gonna need on the way back, but we still got a full stack, so we're fine. And finish this guy off. We have no stress,
quakes.
so like we're at like 0 chance of getting punished right now, so drop nothing, that's okay.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled.
We're gonna move right.
They can be beaten.
We'll come back and open that chest on the way back. No reason to open curios when there's no upside to doing so. Ignore them. All right, this is a fight, so we're gonna go up to, is that 74? Yeah, I need to get to 75 so I can actually have a, look, another one of these altars. If we had had holy water this mission, we would have got a lot of value out of it, but sure. These guys have really high, these guys have 10% chance to dodge, so naturally our 100% ability is gonna miss. And 105% chance to hit. So that, of course they dodged it. What? What are we talking about? Stun one of those idiots in. And he resisted it? 15% chance to dodge that too. Oh my god, they're dodging everything. Get out of here. Actually get out of here. Okay, we're gonna kill at least one, right? That should not have happened. They just literally dodged. They're rolling natural 20s on everything. They dodged two abilities and the stun. One of those mosquitoes literally dodged, and then gave us the Crimson Curse. Get out of my face. Just die, you idiot. That's how it should have gone. Absurd. Okay, that guy's dead. That's how it should have gone. We should have just killed him like super quickly like that, but the game just decided it was like, nope, this guy is gonna get the Crimson Curse right now. You've dodged it long enough, we're gonna give it to you. Oh, I meant to heal everybody there. I guess I was on tilt. All right. Sure. Yeah, we need this. We don't need the anti-venom. Money is fine. We can take a little bit of it, not much of it. So there's a real serious question to be had here, and that's, is it worth dropping these 2 torches? And I think it is, because we're not gonna use the rest of these 8 torches. We're gonna burn, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna drop these 2 torches here, and we're gonna walk and just go on whatever we have for the rest of this hallway. That's fine. Him getting the Crimson Curse there really, really irritates me. I mean, we might have got it anyway, but the fact that we missed 3 abilities on those 2 mosquitoes, they had a 10% chance to dodge, and they dodged everything. Get out of here. Can't interact with that. I mean, we can. We might get a treasure out of it. Oh, look, we got medicinal herb we use here. We got a set of bodies coming up here. That'll be nice. All right, so that guy's just dead. Hopefully he dies too. That might be not bleed on him. No, only hit him. Only bleeds for 1. Good dodge though. But armor piercing's a real deal. You might be able to just kill him, right? I might actually go for the dazzling light though. It didn't kill him, but it actually like builds up our torch a little bit. I guess remove what's remaining of the stress. Maybe we get lucky. Well, get some of it off of her, and then kill him. Sure. Take, I guess, this little money we got here.
Be wary.
The citrine.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'm gonna let this torch drop. I'm not gonna use it here. We're gonna fight this mission without the access to the Ancestor's Candle or the camouflage cloak. Because I want the torch to be there for the rest of the mission afterwards. See, these guys have... Oh no, they don't have 10 dodge, they have 5. They're gonna say they have higher dodge and they still got hit. Look at that damage though. Look at this, is ridiculous. They're all blighted, they're all bleeding, they've got every bad ailment. It's hilarious. I could stun. I might just go for raw damage though, because this no, he's quite a ways away from dying. He's super tanky, so yeah. Look at that, like they're just dead next round. Even if we don't attack them, they're dead next round. They're just gonna burn to death from random status ailments. It's disgusting. Yeah, look at what the... Sure. Hit him for 0. Alright, kill that guy. He's dead once he gets bled. This guy's probably dead already too, right? Yeah, he's already on 3. They're all dead. Oh, we don't even have to attack if we don't want to here. Remove what little stress remains on our... Yeah, we hit her. Wow. I don't even know if anybody is missing health. I think the front last guy are. Actually, 3 more. Hell, top them off. Ruby. Cool.
Ghoulish horrors.
We have space for this. We do have space for this. Is the ruby worth taking? I think the answer is yes. We only have 2 food here in the stack, so I guess we'll speculate on it. I guess now that does make a question, was it worth doing that if we were gonna... I forgot I had the medicinal herbs. I was thinking about stacking that food and taking it with us over, say, something like the onyx. I think we're fine. I might just drop the firewood. We've got 8 torches, right? Do we really need to sleep here? I don't think we do. Let's just drop the firewood the next chance we get. We didn't sleep at all. Oh no, we slept at the start of the mission. Should have been looted. Feels bad when you backtrack and all the stuff that you actually left, all the goodies you left behind, there was nothing in them. That feels kind of bad. All right, we're gonna step into this hallway and see what this curio is. Just see. Yeah, that's worth interacting with here. Treasure. We're gonna drop whatever to get this stuff here. Yeah, we'll take the money for sure. Yeah, this stacks cleanly. Do we take a blood over the firewood? I think the answer is yeah. I don't care about the firewood anymore. Like, we're just not gonna sleep. There's no reason to camp again here. Oh, we got a random fight that just spawned in this hallway. The downside of backtracking, right? Now I'll start using the torches aggressively. Because for the rest of the mission, you know, we're gonna be burning them just straight down this one hallway. Sure. My God.
Executed.
All right. It is kind of funny thinking about how, like, the ectoplasm are one of the only enemy types in the game that actually look like they are like a normal enemy that don't drop anything. Like the maggots or whatever, they don't drop anything, but they aren't really a challenge. Those guys are kind of not necessarily a challenge, but they aren't that weak. All right, so we'll take this money and then we'll ask ourselves a question, and that's, do we value this money or this jade over anything else in our inventory more? And I honestly don't think so. I mean, I could drop the onyx for it. I think I will. How many rooms do we got left? Yeah, I'm gonna drop the onyx for the gold. We're much more likely to see gold stacked to 1700 than we are to see 4 onyx, right? 3 onyx will get us a total. We need 2 more. take it to 1500, but the odds of us finding enough gold to stack this fully is a lot higher. I am going to keep this one skeleton key and not drop it because we do have multiple rooms and a chance of actually finding a secret room. But even if we don't, I still want to keep the skeleton key. It's good practice to keep a skeleton key for the whole mission until the very last room. Jade's kind of irrelevant here. Yes, it might stack higher than the ruby, but on the off chance, I think the odds of us finding 2 onyx to make this onyx stack better than the ruby is lower than just keeping the ruby and speculating on a second ruby. I really do. I think the onyx is less. We had this onyx the whole mission. We haven't found a second one. Yes, there are missions like we saw last week or last episode where you find 5 onyx in the same mission and you're like, well, dang. But it's pretty uncommon. I will use a shovel here.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
The 2 additional jade trying to kind of mock me here. I can't really do anything here. I could take these jade if I was thinking that if I found a 3rd jade that put us at 1100 some odd, that's worth more than the gold. I could also just drop the 1 blood and just like stop trying to like fight the margins. This guy is not going to be like super desperate for blood at any time soon. But if I was going to drop something, would I rather drop the blood for like the crests or the money? I really don't know the answer to that question. We just got hunger checked a second time in 2 hallways, so I have to keep the food. Well, I was going to keep the food anyway, but what I mean is like we need what little food we have left. And I should probably even keep the medicinal herbs just on the off chance that we need it off of another set of food checks. Oh, what am I talking about? We have a stress relief and we have our Vestal. We can just ignore the medicinal herbs. We're fine. We'll go ahead and take these. Do I want to take the blood though over anything in this? I think the blood's worth more than anything else I have. Yeah, that's fine. I took the blood because there wasn't anything better in my inventory at the time, but you don't need to bring the blood. We have 1 guy that could use the blood, but he's not really hurting for it right now. Alright, knock these 2 guys in the back out. That's not very much damage. I mean, it bleeds, but that's not very much raw damage. That's more. Like, that's crazy. This ability only deals 75% of damage, plus the fact that he's got an Ancestor's Candle, so it's dealing 60% raw to those enemies, and it dealt 2 and 3 to everybody. Whereas his ability deals 67% less. I guess it's not... They're about the same. Actually, no, his ability should do more, right? Because it should be doing 60% of his raw base damage off, not 75% off. Whereas his is 67% off raw, and he doesn't have it. No, he has Dismiss's head. Never mind. Yeah, he should be hitting for a lot more. Like, he rolled on the low end of that ability for the raw damage. That sucked. Alright, we'll go for an Impale here. Look at that damage, man. 5, 4, and 4 is just so much raw damage. It's just crazy. Alright, so this guy, is he just dead? He's just dead. And this guy's also just dead from 1 point of blight, but 6 points of bleed. That's just disgusting. They're just dead. And I might even be able to just stun this guy up front. You see what I'm talking about? The combination of Impale plus Hound's Harry can literally wipe the backliners. Just they're gone. I don't usually recommend mixing blight with bleed comps, but this is not really what I'm doing with these 2. These 2 on the same team basically just wrecks the backline. Like, just all the squishies just die from... They just die.
A victory. Perhaps the turning
yes,
point.
And then no on these other things. I don't care about the other stuff. Okay, still like kicking down the road the need for this last shovel, which is always good. Crate's empty is kind of a bummer, but that's fine. Kind of a useless hallway for us. We don't have a bandage to interact with that set of cobwebs. The crate had nothing in it, and we had nobody. Of course, Mr. Houndmaster, the second you walk past the trap, then you get your stress right back. So that hallway is kind of a wash. But on the upside, you know, no major stress checks, so that's okay. Okay. Well, now we have no need for the shovel at all, unless we see a tombstone, which is kind of fine. Oh look, tombstone. Or I say tombstone. I mean to say a grave. A grave. This is good.
A decisive pummeling.
Those consistent 19 crits this entire mission has been crazy.
Success so clearly in view. Or Or is it merely a trick of the light?
So we've left behind like 5 citrine, right? If we had kept all of them, it would be worth 1 ruby. Good. Okay. All right, we use the shovel. Go ahead and open this up.
Packs
Look,
laden with loot.
There's the other onyx.
Often low on supplies.
I literally would rather just take this onyx than these citrine. There's a higher chance of it being valuable. Well, I am thinking about just dropping the skeleton key though, because we've already, yeah, I should go ahead and drop this skeleton key because we've already scouted the final hallway and there's nothing in it. The only argument that you could make is maybe there's a chest in this room, but it doesn't, no, there's no gold symbol. It's just a battle room. There's nothing else in there. Although I could just burn the torch.
The promise of safety.
Yeah, I mean, the citrines are just junk. I mean, I might take them here because there's nothing else in my inventory that, I mean, I need the skeleton key. Like, I could drop the skeleton key. I could just drop the torches. I'll drop the torches. Treasures, huh?
Wealth
hey, look.
Beyond measure.
Wow.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
We're gonna leave here with a full stack of jades, even though we didn't even have them, or even though we left a few behind. All right. I would literally rather kill these 2 guys in the back and take a chance of these ectoplasms expanding and making more of them than dealing with these idiots in the back that deal stress damage. Or just stress damage is obnoxious. All right, so these guys are basically dead. Stressful incantation. Oh yeah, get dodged, idiot. Stressful incantation. Nope. Okay, take 1. Move her to the front. Joke's on you. I like that because I just moved back where I was supposed to be. So cool. The one downside is obviously, you know, our guy can't move, but I could. This guy has what? If it's 75% chance, or no, 50% chance to not be stunned. Let's just see if we can get away with the stun. Dang. Dang. Well, slime's not a big deal. I was worried about cytokinesis. Fight's over though, so whatever. Whatever. And then I mean, Howl doesn't even do anything here. All right. Hey, look! Oh my God! Another onyx. That's nice. And then from here, I will go ahead and drop the key. I'm gonna walk down this hallway, admitting that there's probably nothing of value for us here. Look, another. That would have been 4 holy water altars in this mission. 2 of these and 2 of the blood altars. Okay, sure. Crimson Curse would be a real sad story here if we got that here, but on anybody else, but you know, it is what it is. All right, no dodges this time, huh? No, like, disgusting little luck dodges? Okay. Batting wine's fine. That's actually perfect, because then you're dead in your next round. You didn't heal yourself. Batting wine's great. We don't care about
ears.
Okay.
Vision.
Makes me roll my eyes. Get out of here. And we crit on a character who had the most. That's awesome. That worked out real well here. Now she's not going to be able to stun, so we're just going to go for raw damage here. Hit the guy with the. Actually, he's got. Oh, he's just going to bleed out. This guy's not though, so let's try to kill him. Awesome. So we literally have one mosquito to deal with. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, you attack the guy who I don't care about. He's already got the Crimson Curse. That's fine. Get out of here, idiot. Alright, the money's nice. The food's funny. The citrine! Yes, the citrine's coming in clutch, making his stack worth slightly less trash. Alright, I want to make it to the end of this hallway and just get this last one curio, and I don't think 100 gold's worth dropping the food for it. That's actually mathematically correct, right? Because when you go home, these are worth 5. Or 25, I mean? Or are they worth 5 gold? It doesn't matter. We didn't get hunger checks, so it doesn't matter. Oh, 2 blood. That's a nice way to... Oh, we finished our jade stack, too. Wow. Wow, that worked out real well. Yeah, look at... This is a good haul. Let's go home. That worked nice. I mean, only downside of that mission is... Our guy got the Crimson Curse, but
from our woods.
We even walked out of there with some extra blood for our troubles at the end. That little bag had some blood in it. That's kind of funny. Had 2 blood in it, which is kind of nice. All right, 3 people develop stuff. Oh, Eldritch Slayer. Holy crap. I think he has Eldritch Slayer and Beast Slayer now. This dude is loaded. Slayer is those are the two best base game quirks in the game. Natural Eye's pretty solid in this character because she does have, like, you know, compulsive crap, but we could lock Natural Eye pretty easily here. Hard Skinned is fine, but not, like, exciting. Diurnal is bad. I mean, it's not good. It's not often that you're going to have the Torchlight below 26. It doesn't really matter most of the time, but it isn't exciting, right? -2 speed feels bad when it does feel bad. Elsewise, it just kind of reads like it's a dud quirk. You know, you could make an argument that Diurnal is actually better in many cases than the other bad quirks that I say are good. The ones that are only like in the city, right? The ones that only work in the hamlet. The things that are like, you know, love interest and stuff like that, or Tippler, or bad gambler. In most cases, this is not going to matter because a lot of the time you keep your torch above 26. I just feel like it's one of those abilities that can like sneak up on you when you're not thinking about it. You know, your torch goes low, and all of a sudden, like you're normally dominant early round fighter suddenly starting to go last. But often, if you provision correctly, this shouldn't matter. I actually don't think Diurnal's that bad. There's another one that's very similar to it. It's like light sensitive, and it's like, you know, you take extra stress or something whenever the torch is above 75%. And I think there's another one that's similar to like the speed, but it's whenever the torch is below 75 that feels bad too. Those ones are real bad, but -2 speed when the torch is below 26 isn't that terrible. I mean, all things considered, right? How often are you below 26 torch?
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
All right, Beast Slayer's Ring. I think I have 2 of those. It might be worth just nabbing that third one. Yeah, let's do that, especially since we're gonna go fight the Swine King next. That really puts us in a position, like a really good position to just wipe that fight. Oh my God! Just a Eldritch Hater Arbalist at level 2 already. What our other one actually I think we had actually had 2 good Arbalists though. We're just getting loaded with Arbalists. We haven't seen a Musketeer in 10 years, but before we look at these guys, let's go embark, remove our guys from the list. Although Neeland, it does suck. This guy's got Beast Slayer and Eldritch Slayer. I really wish he hadn't developed this Crimson Curse, then he'd have been loaded. But this is all still good. I can go lock Eldritch Slayer, remove Hieromania, and feel pretty good. Beast Slayer and Eldritch Slayer. That's just nuts. That's a crazy combo. Just basically reads as 15% damage, or 15%, or no, it's not more damage, it's extra accuracy, yeah. Extra accuracy against half the enemies in the game. Like, really good. Let me think for a second here what I was going to say. I was talking about removing those guys from my list so I could actually... Oh, yeah, I was going to sort my list. Sort by class and check my Arbalists and check and see whether or not either of these are worth dropping off of that. So this Arbalist has Tippler and Risk Taker, which are really good, and then Eagle Eye, which is really good, and then whatever. Thane Tree has Resolution, which we want to lock. Slow Draw is bad. Natural Eye is good. Nymphomania is whatever. Yeah, this character has, like, no good quirks. Like, literally has Natural Eye and that's it. But here's the thing. She's coming with us to go fight against the Swine Prince, or Swine King, right? So there's an argument to be made that, you know, I keep her around until she does that job for us, because I already have her ready, locked and loaded. Like I said before, like if we sort by level, we have 2 level 4s and 2 level 3s. I kind of tried to set us up and prepare us to go fight the Swine King as soon as we had an opportunity. The irony right now, though, is like I could just put it on hold a little further and then go develop this other Arbalist who I just found, who's like sitting on a really, really solid quirk. She's already level 2. She's not level 1. She's not level 0. This isn't going to be like a 10 mission like long delay here. This is like I'm delaying it to get Eldritch Hater. She's also got Deadly, which is not a joke either. Like, Natural Eye is a little bit stronger probably than Deadly, but like, Deadly's good. That's her thing, right? You want her to crit. Isn't there Precise Striker, right? 5% crit on melee. Then there's another one that's like 5% crit on ranged. I can't remember. I'm gonna look this up. 5 crit on range. Yeah, Eagle Eye. You say, like, there isn't a single character I'd classify as a range damage dealer that is in the upper echelons of damage dealing. Most good range damage dealers have stronger melee moves, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I agree with that statement this person's making, but except on this class. The Arbalist is pretty strong with Eagle Eye. Like, Eagle Eye is really good in this class. And I think our other Arbalist actually has Eagle Eye. Yeah. I literally kept her based off of this. Like, plus 5% crit is really good. And you can be like, well, yeah, but like, you know, it only works on ranged. Yes, that is the whole point. Well, I mean, to be fair, I said ranged on this as if this was a range ability. I kind of skipped past this one. Battlefield Banish is a heal ability, but all the other ones are ranged. Right? Like 5% crit on an ability that already is critting for 6% on top of her base crit, and then you add on top of that, you throw on this, you know, bullseye bandana. You throw a mark on somebody. You consume that mark with sniper shot. You cannot tell me that crit percentage isn't gonna like make significant differences in the fights. I think this character Eagle Eye made for her. I think this is I think this guy's wrong. This guy's like list has like it has all these things in tiers, which is funny because that's kind of how I talked about things. Although I've said before in previous episodes, this guy had like an E tier and a D tier. I really talked about A, B, C. I think I might have said like one thing might be like D tier, usable in a specific case, and I talked about F tier being really bad. A lot of the things I've said have kind of lined up with this guy says. I actually don't think it's that crazy. Like, I've been pretty close on most everything, but I disagree with Eagle Eye. I don't think Eagle Eye is B tier. It's B tier maybe on average for everybody, but absolutely like upper A tier, maybe even S minus tier on this class. You cannot convince me 5% crit on all abilities on this class is not crazy. What are you talking about? That's disgusting. So she's loaded. I don't want to get rid of her. But see, the question wasn't really about her. The question was, is the other one that's level 4, again, she's level 4, which does suck, is we're dropping her for this character. Now, Deadly is not as strong, right? We just got over this, right? Is Deadly worth playing? Well, this is what's funny. Look at, like, this guy over here. This guy's like, list says Deadly's a B tier quirk. How is Deadly B tier and Eagle Eye's B tier? When Eagle Eye's 5% and then Deadly's 2%. You're like, well, Deadly works on all abilities. This character doesn't have all abilities. This character only has ranged. So like, if you want to like isolate and be like, okay, this is specifically this class, you know, this ability is good. It's like how I talk about how, generally speaking, you know, 5% extra dodge or 5% extra crit or 5% extra or 10% extra chance of like dodging, or you know, I guess it's 15 dodge. 15% extra dodge when below 50 or 40% health or 50% health or whatever it is. I think it's called Daredevil. There's quite a few abilities that are like stronger when you're close to death's door. Those are all good on the Flagellant. I wouldn't say they're good on Man-at-Arms, right? Or like the Arbalist. Like actually, a better example would be, I wouldn't say they're good on things like the Vestal, right? Why would I want extra damage when I'm below a certain amount? It doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense. But there are characters who it is really strong on, right? Like, Daredevil's not good, but it's solid on a character like, let's say, the Jester, or maybe on, like, a Highwayman who's focused on, like, you know, he's got something like a Risk Taker, because, you know, 10% chance to, or 10 less dodge, 10% extra roll damage, and you're like, go ahead and hit me. I don't care, just hit me. And then when you go below 40% health or 50% health, he's hitting for even more. It's like when he gets really close to death, the dude is just like, he's just going hero mode, killing people. And then if you have somebody on your team that can offset it with, say, like, you know, Flagellant that gives him reclaim, and he's close to death's door, but he keeps popping off death's door, he's just crushing people because he's below 50%. I don't think that you can just unilaterally make a statement on some of these quirks that they're just B tier or A tier, which I don't think is that much of a logical, like, I don't think it's that's like a hot take. I think that's kind of like a common sense thing. But some people really do, like, they read a tier list and they're like, oh, this is gospel. I'm like, like, yeah, I do think that this person's, I agree. This person says Mankind Hater and Mankind Slayer are weaker than the Beast Slayer and the Eldritch Slayer. Yeah. I talked about that a lot. Like, it's a frequency of enemies you see in the game kind of question. Although I need to reevaluate how strong it is, considering how many of those, like, mushroom people were actually technically humans. I didn't realize that. They were two types. Not that they were just Eldritch or Eldritch, maybe Beast, but being human did kind of change my thoughts a little bit on that. So, but anyway, that's, I'm not diving into another conversation. But the question is it worth it? Is it really worth it? And I think it is. Is it worth it to drop Faintree, who has literally just Natural Eye, which is good, and Resolution, which is a good lock, which is good, but everything else is junk, literal junk? Is it worth it to drop her to pick up Cormeilles? I'm guessing is how you pronounce this. Again, it's French, so Cormeille? I don't know how to pronounce that. Cormeille? It could be Cormeille, maybe. Cormeille? I don't know. But anyway, look at these abilities though. Like Eldritch Hater is really strong, right? It's just S tier all the time. Deadly is okay. Again, I'd much rather have, I don't know. It's just like a legitimate question, right? And you got to think to yourself, like, okay, this character has Flagellant. Dud Hitter is kind of not good. Flutomania is not good, but we could lock Eldritch Hater, get rid of Flutomania. We could also remove, Dud Hitter and lock another good quirk later, and then that's like 2 weeks of work. But you could also lock Flagellant very easily during that time period. Whereas the other character that we already have, Faintree, she's rolling around with Resolution. I'm going to have to spend a week getting rid of Slow Draw and locking Natural Eye, which again, I think Natural Eye is like an A tier. What does this person think? They're saying Natural Eye is, this is not in alphabetical order for reasons that are hard to explain unless you're looking at this list, but Natural Eye. This person says Natural Eye is C tier. Most notable range damage dealers are the Arbalist, yep. So good, decent on the Arbalist. Nobody really wants or needs it though, but it'd be okay on these. Yeah, and I kind of agree with that. Like it's okay, but like it's not incredible. I said like it might be like, maybe like a B tier, maybe A tier, but it's not crit. It's accuracy. This character already has crazy good accuracy. What's 5 accuracy? You have to remember if extra accuracy in general is equivalent in reverse to like evasive, right, which is extra dodge. Like, extra dodge isn't that good. Why would extra accuracy be that good in general? I mean, there are certain classes I might be a little bit more inclined to want that on. Like, if I was rolling with the Leper just can't hit the broadside of a barn. So having natural, Eagle Eye or Natural Eye or whatever it's called. I guess, no, Natural Eye is accuracy and range skills. Natural Swing, yeah, extra accuracy in general is pretty okay. It's fine. I don't know. This guy's saying Natural Swing is A tier. And then he's saying that it's just interesting hearing a person's opinion that's not mine. I love reading these kind of things as I hear people's opinions. I could do a whole video on this and why I disagree with some people on these things. How in the world are you going to say Natural Swing is A tier, but then you've got something like Natural Eye at C tier? Because Natural Swing is just 5 flat accuracy. Natural Eye is 5 accuracy only on ranged abilities. And you're like, oh, that's C tier. How? It's literally A tier. If one's A tier, they're both A tier. Yes, obviously it's less generally applicable, but it's A tier on these classes, and then it's C tier on... It's not even C tier, right? It's A tier on range characters, and then F tier on non-range characters, right? But then you're averaging that and making it C tier, making it seem like it's just a pretty mediocre ability overall, but it's not. It's literally just as good as Natural Swing. It's just more narrow. On the classes that want it, they want it. On the classes that don't want it, they can't even use it. So it's not like one of those situations where like, oh, it's slightly better than this, like Gifted, extra, you heal 20% extra. But if you go with something like Spiritual, you heal 25% extra if you're a Vestal, right? Would you rather have Gifted, you heal 20% from all sources, or Spiritual, which heals for 25% off of her own specific 2 heals, like the Grace ability or whatever? It's like, well, it's a marginal increase. And it's technically not as good if you have other types of healers in the same team, but the Vestal very rarely is on a team with other healers. It's usually just her. So actually, that Spiritual is slightly better on her than Gifted, but Gifted is better on generically other healers, right? But you'll still lock Gifted on her, but it's not like a quirk I need. So it's kind of interesting to hear this argument, like reading these people's opinions on this kind of stuff and seeing opinions of other people than me on this kind of stuff. Because on some of these things, I agree wholeheartedly. But some of these things, I'm like, you're just wrong. Like, how are you going to put musical at C tier? Like, I just don't think I'd ever really use it ever. plus 25% stress heal from the Jester. Like, what? That's like D tier. Not because it's not usable, but because it's just jank. Like, it's so narrow. And you can be like, well, spiritual's narrow too. It's not jank on the Jester, right? If I have musical on the Jester, then it's good. Just like if I have spiritual on the Vestal, then it's good, because it governs, it actually works with the character who's using the ability that hits everybody. But it's not as good as spiritual, right? Because spiritual works for 2 abilities, whereas musical only works from the stress heal from the Jester's like main, like, you know, loot ability. I guess maybe I don't know if it works with camping abilities. So the Jester's camping abilities, like every rose has its thorn, or like, you know, mockery, and he has 4 abilities. He has 4 abilities: turn back time and Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is not a stress relief. Well, I guess technically encourages, but why would you ever use encourage in this class? That's wild to me that encourages even. I guess technically it's only a 2. It's still, you'd rather just use mockery. But anyways, what I was gonna say though is, if musical, yeah, plus 25% stress heal from the Jester. If musical works with the Jester's other abilities, like his camping abilities, then maybe you've got an argument. But here's my problem: if it doesn't, then this ability only works on 1 target. So the Jester has to use, if he's musical, he has to use it on himself, and only himself, to get value out of it, out of that quirk. Whereas on the other hand, spiritual, she can just use the full team heal and just casually gain value off the spiritual. Spiritual is better. There's no argument that spiritual is better than musical. It's in a different league. It's like B and C. This person has them both in C tier. I disagree. And that's kind of one of those things where, like, the longer you play, you start to kind of pick up. It's like, okay, this person says this, but how are you going to put Daredevil, right? When you're below 25% health, you got like 15 dodge. How are you going to put Daredevil above something like spiritual? Like, Daredevil is, well, I guess those are a little bit different, but you're going to put like Daredevil at 15 extra dodge when below 25, and then you've got evasive like 5 dodge. It's like, how do you determine some of these things? It just kind of seems random in some cases. Some of them are kind of grouped together because they're similar. Like, having spiritual and musical side by side is clear to me that the person was like, well, they're kind of the same thing, and I kind of, they're both C tier. Or they're both the same thing. No, they're not. Like, one of them governs 1 ability, one of them governs 2, and one of them can be used on multiple people. So it's definitely different. Anyway, I got quite a diatribe there on just that topic, or I guess monologue, whatever you want to say. I guess same thing. But in my estimation, though, I still think it's probably best to, like, consider dropping her. Again, this is A tier. I disagree with this guide. I think Natural Eye is A tier. So this character is rolling around with 1 A tier and then a bunch of like mediocre abilities. Hippocratic is good, but this character is not a primary healer. Yes, it's good, right? 33, healing a person and then 33% extra healing received stacks well with Hippocratic. You could lock Hippocratic and feel pretty good about it, right? You could. So I would argue, what this person says, Hippocratic is S tier. I agree on the characters that want it. Generally, you want Hippocratic on the Vestal 100% of the time, every time. There will never come a circumstance you don't lock Hippocratic on a Vestal. I don't care how you're building her. Spiritual as well. So the ideal situation is those 2, but then is those 2, and then after that, probably some degree of like extra speed. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could go heavy in the healing. You could get spiritual, Hippocratic gifted, and then she's just spam and heals. But you know, one of those is actually only making her heal more. All right. Hold on, actually, let me make sure I'm right on that. I want to read gifted. Healing received. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So gifted would make her heal herself more with a team heal, and then everybody else would get the normal heal. Spiritual would give herself extra heal and give everybody else the normal heal. And then for Hippocratic would govern all the healing across everybody. You see why Hippocratic's so strong. Hippocratic heals everybody for more. That is a core requirement. Every Vestal ever should have Hippocratic. You want it no matter what on her. But other characters, just like, do I really need it? You could say, well, yeah, it's pretty good on, like, you know, the occultist. Yeah, I mean, healing other people and making your heal even stronger, of course. But Hippocratic is best on, like, people whose, like, primary focus is healing, and that would definitely be the Vestal. And secondarily, I would say, is the the occultist. I actually do believe the arbalist is a pretty good pinch healer, right? Like you're in a bind, you need to heal somebody out the death's door, and she can kind of heal them and just kind of keep everybody kind of alive. That's the whole triage idea behind her kit. I do think that's pretty solid. So there is an argument to be made that maybe this character isn't worth keeping, because Deadly, yeah. Now that I'm saying that, she has Hippocratic and she has Natural Swing. Or not Natural Swing, but Natural, or Eagle Eye, or whatever the one is. No, the other one has Eagle Eye. The one I was thinking about dropping, the level 4 one, doesn't have an Eagle Eye. It's the level 1 that does. She has Natural Eye. So yeah, so this is A tier, this is A tier. Maybe S tier in this class, because, you know, she's kind of the third best healer in the game. If you want to include if you want to mention the Flagellant, he could be a contender for third best healer in the game. That's not his primary purpose, he just kind of happens. But as a actual healer, as a support class, she is a good support class for that reason. But she's kind of got like two modes. She's got like thinking like League of Legends, she can go from like the healer on the team to like the Caitlyn of the team, where she just like kills one character, just snipes one person, just hits them for an absurd amount of damage. Like we were seeing earlier, I marked someone and then just sniper shotted them and like critted for 20 twice. Like she just does absurd amounts of damage to single targets. Look at this damage. Crit mod plus 8%, 80% extra damage versus marked. Are you kidding me? Plus 12% crit extra versus marked. It's like almost a guarantee she's gonna crit, right? Now it's not stacked, it's not crit mod plus 8% and then plus 12% crit versus, oh actually no it is. Oh my god. 8% crit mod flat, plus 80% versus marked, plus an extra 12% crit versus stack marked. So she literally has a plus 20% chance of critting from just this ability's own stacked abilities if the enemy is marked. You add on top of that, you add something like Natural Eye. Well, this doesn't actually increase your critting, but you can see what I'm talking about when you add in the other one. Eagle Eye, plus 5% in crit. That's insane. So this is actually a lot better of a character than I realized when I was thinking about earlier. I was thinking Natural Eye was slightly different, and then I realized that Hippocratic was on there, so I'm going to keep her. I was just flat out wrong. I kind of overlooked the Hippocratic there, so I talked a lot about that and I didn't realize what I had, so obviously not going to take this. Arbalist, she's junked. Resilience, junk. Off guard's bad. Daredevil's actually funny on him. Extra plus 15 dodge when his health is low. That'll really make for some epic, you know, retribution situations where he's down at like almost no health. He's down, and actually this is actually a lot better than you might think too, because he's a tank. So if he's got like 60 health and he's down to 25% health, that means he's on 15 health. 15 health is quite a health pool, right? It's not a lot, but it's like the full health pool for some people, right? So he could be below 15 health, still be alive, and then have an extra 15 dodge, and then just be punching anybody that tries to end him. It's actually funny. Daredevil will be kind of funny in this class. I mean, it's not really what you want to do, but it'd be funny. But definitely not taking him. Precise Striker. Oh! Oh! We finally got a good... Precise Striker, I think, is S tier in this class. This class specifically. This is guy saying it is A tier in general. Yeah, and he says the #1 person to put it on is Hellion. I agree. Yeah. That's crazy, because her abilities already have pretty strong crit already. Look at Iron Swan, 5% crit. You add in an extra 5% crit. You add in the base crit from her weapon. Now she's got 15% base. Then that's not even including whatever item you throw on her. This is a real quirk on her. Now, I might consider dropping the other one, because we've had a really bad time of it. Morrowind hasn't really locked anything. She's got nothing. Like, literally stark nothing here. Last Gasp is nothing. Ruin Scrounger's nothing. Unholy Slayer's okay, but again, not really what we want to see locked. Unholy Slayer's a solid C+, very bottom of the rung B tier quirk. This guy says it's no. He has, that's kind of weird. He says that he has Slayer in front of Hater for every single quirk combo in the game, and then randomly has Unholy Hater above Unholy Slayer, which is a weird mix, but I don't agree with that. It's a subtle thing. It doesn't really matter. But in my mind here, Unholy Slayer in general is just kind of bad. The unholy abilities in general, these quirks are just kind of bad because there's just not enough unholy enemies for it to matter. I would lock Unholy Slayer on like a Crusader, especially early game, because you could use it a lot. Yeah, it could be a typo. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not just Unholy Slayer. He's got Unholy Slayer parentheses and then the effect afterwards, and it's right, so it's all together in there. So it looks like it just kind of got, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, but I'm going to continue on here though. I think Marasco is probably worth replacing our level 2 Morroward. How do you say this? Morroward. Marard. That's a weird name. My God, I just need to start changing these names to Bob and Dork. And I didn't even realize these Hellions have different face paint. It's not just a change in color. It's literal different face paint. She's got 2 vertical lines across her eyes, and she's got like a kind of a hand, like kind of a, like a, it's actually different face paint. It's not just a splash color difference. It's kind of neat. All right, anyway, I'm going to replace her, even though she's like already level 2, because this character here has like Precise Striker. I just think it's better. Enlightened is good. I really wish we could lock that. Did she have a good bad quirk though? Mercurial, we don't like that. Precise Striker's just stupid. Are you kidding me? 5% crit, the whole, yeah. I guess this, you could make an argument though that maybe this is the proper time to drop my one of my Hound Masters though. Let's take a quick look at that. Well, I'm not dropping Duper Squire, and I'm not dropping the one that has the Crimson Curse, who has now 2 Slayer abilities. Slim pickings on the Hound Masters. It'd just be Bohoon, who's got Beast Hater, Deviant Taste, Unquiet Mind, and Hard Noggin. Dude, this guy is loaded. He is the right one to drop though, right? Hard Noggin is okay, not great on this class. It's just a solid A tier quirk in general, but he doesn't have a riposte ability, so it's not really like crazy on him. I talked about Fairweather Fighter doesn't matter, balance doesn't matter. These 2 are good bad quirks to lock. Beast Hater's solid. It's like S tier, not the top of the top S tier, but S tier. Would I rather drop him? I don't know. See, I'm not so committed to like having 2 of every single class that I have to drop somebody off of something. Like, I don't need to have exactly 2 of every single class, because obviously there's going to be, like, classes are like a rotational basis. People die in the game, so you have to accept that. But what I'm saying is I want to make sure I actually have at least 1 good representative of every class, right? At least 1, maybe not 2, but at least 1. I'm sitting here on 3 good Hound Masters, and I don't have a single good Hellion, right? She has nothing. So I guess the question is, would I rather have her or her? And the answer is absolutely Marsco. So I guess I'll just do that. I'm not going to drop the Hound Master. I'm just going to play the Hound Masters. If, you know, if I end up, one of them dies, then one of them dies, you know? I'm going to keep these guys around. They have so many good quirks. It's just hard to justify dropping a character who has, I have 3 good Hound Masters. I'm going to drop her. Enlightened is good, but nothing else is rolling good here. She's level 2 already. And I think that Precise Striker is just the real deal on this class. That's a lot of crit, guys. All right, we'll drop Mararard or whatever here and kind of feel a little bit bad about it. We just cannot keep a Hellion leveled up to save our lives.
The task ahead is terrible, and weakness cannot be tolerated.
It's funny because in an earlier episode, like way back, you know, like multiple episodes again, Natural Eye, so good on him because he's got range. I need to stay away from the dogs, man. I got a real dog now. I got enough dogs. In a previous episode, we actually had a Hellion that was level 6, I think. Right? Didn't we get a Hellion clear to level 6? And then she had 2 good quirks. She had actually 2 good ones and 1 bad one. Re-rolled one of the good ones for a bad one. And in the next episode, or the next mission, I was like, all right, you have 1 more chance. And then she forgot both the good bad quirk. She had Winded and the good quirk. Forgot them both and replaced them. I was like, you're done. Get out of my face. I was like, you had 1 chance and then you just spit in my face. All right. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go ahead and lock this now. Let's start developing her now. Let's immediately lock her. Let's get rid of Mercurial, lock Precise Striker, take her seriously right now. I'm gonna start building her up. Work on some other characters who need to get some love here. I'm not gonna worry about Bohoon. We've already got enough representation here on Houndmaster. Actually, I don't even need to lock any of his things. This dude is literally living on life on easy mode. He has 2 good bad quirks. If he locks either one of them, I'm okay. I don't need to spend time locking these right now. I've got forever on this guy. Well, I guess I say forever. That's not strictly speaking true, because if he develops another good quirk, then I have to start thinking about locking these before he locks bad ones. He actually isn't loaded though. This is an S tier, this is an A tier. It's not like he's rolling with 2 S tiers. Who am I sending in here? I want to get, I'd like to, well, known cheat's okay. Yeah, these are all fine. Thanatophobia we want to get rid of. This is an easy pick right here. I'm onto it. Right? We want to get rid of Thanatophobia and we want to lock Photomania. Easy. And then after that, maybe I start working on the occultist another time, right? Like we talked about this, right? Remove these bad quirks. He's level 3. I mean, go ahead and start removing bad quirks. Enlighten we're okay with when we get rid of Warden's Phobe. And now he's solid, right? If he locks Enlightened, and then like, we can just play with this guy multiple times. He doesn't have any good quirks yet, but he doesn't have bad quirks. He's already level 3. Right? That's great. Alright, I'm fine with that. It wasn't even that expensive either. Then we can just get in there and play another mission. I'm excited to play, actually. Talking quite a bit here about the game. Not playing the game, but that's still fun. I just like talking about this game. It's fun. He's level 1 here. Who am I bringing? Am I gonna go do this mission here and beat the Swine King? I could. I still want to. I'd like to like wait until we see one of those events trigger. Oh yeah, I'm certainly not gonna do that. The Warrens, this mission right now has the thing from the stars, and we still don't actually have 4 level 4s in our team. Sort by class, or no, sort by level. And then we want to spend another round leveling up Neeland as well as Palai or whatever these two guys are. Get these guys leveled up here. So let's spend another round, get these guys leveled up. Ooh. Okay, I could bring Faintree though. She won't level up if I did take her to a regular length orange tier mission, but there are none. Okay. Somebody upstairs just slamming on the ground. Alright, awkward. See, this is where it gets really awkward. You start to get these higher tier guys, all these 6s, right? And like these 5s, and now the game is trying to pull us. Look at this. We've got all of these red tier missions, and we're not getting these like the middle tiers because we're trying to level the lower guys. I kind of have to level the lower guys because I need to like thread the needle and make sure that I get. Like, I'm dragging the bottom half of the roster up now so that I get them mostly in the middle section, because ideally your roster is like a pyramid, right? You have a lot of lower tier guys, some middle tier guys, and a few high tier guys. And as the game goes on, maybe it becomes more like this, but you don't want it to invert, like the pyramid to invert, because then you get in this awkward situation where you just can't train younger guys, ever, because all your guys are super high tier. And you're just constantly running bigger tier missions. And if somebody dies, you lose a Vestal that's level 6, you can never level 1 back up because you have nobody to go into missions with that character. You can't even field a whole roster. And those missions won't even spawn. And then if they do spawn, how are you going to get them to do like the middle tier missions? Because those aren't spawning either. Oh, yeah. Sculptor's tools. I still want to get this Necromancer's Collar. I think it's actually a good item. I think this item is a literal insult. Hag's Ladle is just pathetic. 30% blight skill chance, 40% blight skill resist, plus 40% disease resist. It's just a bunch of random stats, and I don't know who needs this. Like, what character uses this? Blight skill chance is best on, as I said before, on the Shield Breaker, and on, of course, like, the Plague Doctor and other classes like this, but those characters don't like. This character already has pretty high blight resist. Like, who needs extra blight skill chance, but also wants to increase its own blight resist? The only character I can think of in the entire game that needs those stats, or could use those stats at all, would be the Shield Breaker, because she does blight, but she's afraid of snakes, which is a weird dynamic, like story-wise. Like, she uses snake abilities, but she also has nightmares about snakes, which is kind of random. But anyway, she has lower blight resist, right, on average, than other characters do to start, to make the dream sequences, I'm assuming, more painful. But the extra blight skill chance is, I guess, fine. Extra blight resist, I guess, is fine. Extra disease resist is randomly tacked on there. I don't know what that's for. But, like, there's so many better. I'd rather just have offensive items on her. So, whereas this item is really strong. The Necromancer's Collar, really good. Plus 20% damage versus Unholy, plus 8% crit versus Unholy. Granted, it's narrow. It's only good at this location, but it's fantastic for farming this location. If I want to bring in lower tier guys and just keep rolling to like level guys up, great item for farming. But this Hag's Ladle is just, I wouldn't run this item over like, I literally probably wouldn't run this item over something as simple as like these random green items. I'm gonna do this green tier mission. Maybe we see a thing from the stars, maybe we don't. Let's get some lower tier guys and level them up. We're gonna run with most of the level 2s here, because this is a green level long, or I'm sorry, it's a long level mission. So the obvious pick would be Bohun, but I don't really like how many of these Houndmasters are leveling up. I don't want 50 Houndmasters on my team. 3 is too much. Really just want 2, but it's not terrible. I mean, he's got Beast Hater, which is really good in this location. So I guess we'll bring him. As I said before, I'd like to level up Gordon if I could. I have no Vestal representation higher up. And then pick some like lower tier guys to level up as well. Maybe we level up one of our, yeah, we have no representation of Highwaymen. We just haven't had any luck leveling any of them up. Eldritch Slayer's a little unfortunate. Actually, it could end up mattering, right? Because maybe if we run into the thing from the stars here. What does the other one have, though? Does he have another kind of Slayer? No, Beast Slayer. Easy pick. Yep. I need to change their colors, though. They both have the same palette. Alright, sure. So this guy's got Beast Slayer, which is going to be really good in this location. And then he's got Beast Hater, yeah. Photomania is solid here, Unquiet Mind. We could level up Macy. I mean, we do also have Evil's level 5. We do have a good representative up at the higher tiers in a Leper. We don't need to level another Leper necessarily. We've got a lot of frontliners. It's more like the backliners that we don't have a lot of help with. Maybe I level up, actually that's probably a good choice. Let's go with the Man-at-Arms. Because we have 2 Man-at-Arms, neither of which are like really leveled up. I could go with this one. Clauder's pretty good in this location. Warren Scrounger? Yeah, we're at the Warrens. And these 2 need to get locked in. That's an easy pick here. Yes, he's level 0, but that's fine. We have a healer. And he's not going to suddenly bleed out because he's got Clauder. So he's just going to stick around, you know. I could go with Rampart here and just have him stun. He's not going to deal a lot of damage anyways, this mission. But I guess it's fine. He could just, yeah, go Retribution and go bolster Retribution every fight. And then just constantly crush afterwards. That seems fine. He doesn't necessarily, we don't necessarily need him to be stunning. That's fine. Oh yeah, she can level up. So give that Burin here a little bit of love because he's only level 0. And we're going to a long mission. That'll be really good for him here. Maybe get him to level 1 very quickly here. Yep. What else do you have, though? I think I'm just going to go with the classics here. I don't really need the rest of this. Later on, Guard Dog's a lot better. I haven't really talked about this ability almost at all. Guarding an ally and buffing self is actually pretty cool. Like, it's such a weird combination of abilities. It's like, okay, I'm going to guard you. And if the enemy attacks, instead of attacking you, they're going to attack me. But I'm going to increase my dodge, so when they do attack me, I dodge it. It's like kind of funny. It's, you know, it's like a opposite form of protecting your teammate. It's like mocking somebody and making them attack you instead, and then dodging them. Kind of funny. Lick Wounds is so boring. It's also bad. Like, as an ability, I mean, it's serviceable. You can use it, but just think about this heal compared to Absolution or compared to Solemnity. Heal self for 6 and -5 stress. Right? Whereas this guy is literally, see the same level? Is it fair to compare them directly like that? What's Bohun? He's level 2. This ability is healing for 5. I guess if you level it up, it heals for 6 or 7. It's nowhere near as good as Macy's, like, you know, or I guess Macy, the Leper's heal, or Absolution, which is the Abomination's heal that does the exact same thing as Solemnity, by the way. Absolution heals and removes stress. Almost in the same, like, ratio relationship, too. Heck, I'd much rather him have any, like, there's so many better abilities you can do. Lick Wounds is just mediocre. It's just poorly designed, honestly. It just doesn't do enough. I guess you could make it remove stress because he already has Howl. I think what they probably could have done to make that ability slightly more interesting, Lick Wounds, is maybe make it so that when he uses it, it also, like, removes debuffs or, like, you know, something. Maybe it removes, like, Blight. Or something, you know, not Bleed and Blight, that'd be way too strong. But, like, does a little bit more. The raw heal is just not impressive. This is a level 3 version of the heal, is that right? And it's healing for 6. That's terrible. That ability's just bad. I mean, sometimes it's useful because you're against a boss and you need everybody in your team to have a heal, but ugh. Alright, so we're gonna need to bring blood this mission, which sucks. Oh, no, hold on. Never mind. Yeah, we're doing this mission, and we're bringing this core group of guys. He's not the... I was looking at the other Houndmaster that had Crimson Curse. Alright, she needs to be leveled up, he doesn't, and you need to be not leveled up. So it's just my Vestal that needs to have her abilities leveled up. I can't say anything about their armor yet. I haven't looked at that. So pretty bread and butter situation here. I'm not going to worry about leveling anything else up. We're at a green tier mission, so stealth doesn't matter. And then she's also not in the front 2 slots, so she's not going to be using Mace, Bash, or Hand of Light. So it's just the other 4 by default. And then she can level her armor up, I believe, because she's level 2, right? Yeah. Same can be said about Bohan here real quick here. These silent buffs to these characters, you can't, though. You can. You've already got it, though. Alright, cool. Alright. He kills marked enemies. Do I want to bring Mark for Death? I already have it. I also have Stun and Kill Stunned, and... Oh, yeah. Okay, sure, this is good. Yeah, let's go ahead and go do this mission. Did I give you... Yeah, target whistles, great. We have Protect here. Yeah, it's going to be a good combination, too. You know, Bounty Hunter can mark and remove protection, and then our Houndmaster can mark and remove protection, which, you know, double marking doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense, but the double removal of protection is really strong against the Thing from the Stars if we see it, right? And as I said, like, the Vestal's really bad against the Thing from the Stars, or the Shambler, or, Bloodsuckers. Any enemy that their primary damage to you is not damage, it's stress. The Vestal is terrible, and you want to get out of that fight as fast as possible, so. But the Man-at-Arms makes up for that, right? The Man-at-Arms is all about getting, you know, crowd hit. He thrives just like the, my brain. Not the Bounty Hunter, the Highwayman. The Highwayman, they both thrive in that kind of like, yeah, hit us all. And then we'll just punch you in the face for it. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Pick some items on these guys. Alright, he's level 1 now. He can actually deal a little damage. I guess we could just slap Beast Slayer's rings on people. I mean, I literally could just start slapping Beast Slayer's rings on people. I'm certainly going to put a Beast Slayer's ring on you. And then now I'll probably... Just don't see a reason why. Whoa. Oh, I didn't take items off of people. I need to do that first. Sort. My bad. I'm going to give you the Ancestors map. There's just no reason not to. And then I'll probably give you the Ancestors candle. And then afterwards, I could give you a Beast Slayer's ring, or I could give you extra accuracy and extra crit. Your abilities don't... They have high base crit. So I want to lean into the crit. 5 crit base. Extra crit versus beasts. Okay. Maybe it is better just to go with raw accuracy and crit percentage. Yeah, I could see doing that. I was just thinking about using Eldritch Slayer's ring. It might be Slayer's ring. I don't think we're at the stage where he needs that yet. Just the extra crit is probably just better. The Man-at-Arms is so funny. I haven't got the chance to use him a lot in this campaign, despite the fact that I have, like, enormous options for this character. I have Barristan's Head, which is good on him. I have Ancestor's Bottle, which is good on him. Guardian Shield, which is good on a very unique build for him. Tough Ring, which is good on him. This character just has whatever you want. I can build whatever I want on him. He's just got everything. He's only level 0, though, so... Giving him extra health is probably the right go. This mission also has a lot of extra food. And we also have Vestals. We're gonna have enough food to make up for this extra food consumption here. And then from there, I could also give him, like, a Tough Ring if I wanted to. He's not in slot 4, so he's not gonna be able to use the Guardian Shield here. And Barristan's Head is kind of unnecessary. He's already gonna take almost no damage. The Vestal is gonna, you know, be able to lift him off Death's Door, or not Death's Door, but lift him off of low health. Let's just give him extra, like, protection. Well, extra health and extra protection, or just extra raw protection. Actually, in this case, because I went with extra raw health, probably is better to just go Barristan's Head. Or I guess, again, I could give him a Beast Slayer's ring. Actually, that's probably better. No, it's not. It's not. Because I'm decreasing his dodge and making him the marked target, so he's going to constantly get hit more. He will deal more damage. But I guess this still is okay. It's a higher risk, higher reward. He's going to deal more damage, and I do have a Vestals to support him. Would it just be better to go Barristan's Head? I don't know. I'm just thinking about whether or not it'd be better just to have raw damage on him, because right now I'm leaning on 2 guys to do almost all the damage. Which are 2 good guys to lean on for damage. I'm just thinking about whether or not I already have, like, I don't really need the extra defense beyond. I'll go with Burson's head. I don't want to lower his damage output. Yeah, I think this is better. This combination is better right now. Pretty straightforward Vestal's ring here. Or Vestal, or Sacred Scroll, I mean to say. From here, I mean, again, I could go Toma Holy Healing. I could do, like, you know, extra healing. I think we're fine on health. I'm just going to go with the Seer Stone. I want to abuse as much scouting as I can. Plus, we've also got a random quirk on, I believe it was this guy. He had the Warren Scrounger. So we've got like almost perfect scouting, especially once if I you know, use the old Release the Hound, especially early on. If I do it in the early part of the mission, I might be able to pull that off real quickly. From there, the last thing is sometimes I put Ancestor's Candle on this guy. Probably is still better to put Ancestor's Candle on him though, on the Houndmaster, because the extra raw damage and going first does matter, right? Extra dodge, extra speed, extra everything, I think is probably still better on the Houndmaster. He's already got 20 dodge. You put this on him, he's got 25 dodge. He's got more speed, so he can apply the bleeds immediately. He's also got 15% extra damage, so it makes the Hound's Harry really good. I think Ancestor's Candle makes Hound's Harry just disgusting. Excuse me. So maybe it's just surgical gloves, or I guess, no, maybe now is the right time. Maybe now's the time to segue into a Beast Slayer's ring. I can see that. He has no dodge, but that's fine. We got healers. And he's just going to be hitting like a truck. It doesn't sacrifice his accuracy either. Yep, I'm good with this. Yep. I mean, there's even an argument to get rid of Hunter's Talisman here. Really? I already have extra accuracy versus Beast and extra crit. I might not even need Hunter's Talon. I might actually just roll with another item that just raw damage, like a Dismas' head or something, right? He's already got really high accuracy. He's not going to miss. And Dismas' head... This also gives him extra food consumption. I didn't even notice that. Giving him Dismas' head makes it so he hits like a truck. He's going to hit for 50% extra damage versus most enemies. And then this will also be like a useful thing, because this item won't do anything against the thing from the stars, but this item will make up for that. But this will carry us through most of the rest of the mission, a combination of the two. This is more damage, like against enemies that are like more dodgy, but like our enemies, this is a green tier mission. The only enemies that have high dodge on green tier mission are bloodsuckers, but we already have like multiple ways of dealing with bloodsuckers with the squad. Again, as I said, the Vestal's bad against them, but like the Hound's Harry's just unfair against them. Yeah, I think we're fine. I am gonna go with Dismas' head instead of the Talon. The Talon will be better later in the game, right? It'll be really good later in the game. Once I actually get him up to higher tiers. We haven't had the chance to actually bring him up higher. And then from there, just our Bringer Torches. This is a long mission, so I need to bring 2 stacks. We do have a Vestal to make up a little bit of that light, which is nice though. Anti-Venom, I'll just bring 3 of that and 3 bandages. It's a long mission, so you know there's a higher chance that we could use both of these. Medicinal herbs, I'll bring 4 of these. There's a lot of food on this mission that we can use. Maybe I'll bring 3. There's a lot of food we can get on this mission though. I'm certainly gonna bring 3 skeleton keys. Holy water wise, I gotta remember what's on this mission for holy water though. Warren's holy water. I know there's obviously the Eldritch altar. That's fine. Anything else though? Oh yeah. The pile of bones. Oh, and in the previous episode, I know that I was told also, I forgot about this too. I think there's that weird like leather stretch, like human body leather or whatever it is thing. I haven't interacted with that. I think that does it too. I was told by somebody. I think Steven, I think you might have actually told me that if you're still here in the chat. I think you told me that you could use the holy water on that. Maybe I'll bring 3. Further than that, oh, shovels, I almost missed those. My god, that would have sucked. We've somehow managed to not fight the Collector multiple missions despite bringing literally a full stack of things every mission. Which is kind of wild, honestly, if you think about it. I think I'm good. I think there's a lot else to say here. I think we're just ready to go in. Last thing I want to check is just make sure that the abilities I have selected are the ones I do want one last time here. And I think we're good. Yeah, that's good. Long Warren's mission. Yep. Just being real careful. After fighting that one mission against the wrong place, it really sucked. I don't want that to happen again.
They breed quickly down there in the dark. But perhaps we can slay them even faster.
All right. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Oh, what do you have? You have Curious? What do you have? You have curious. What's going on here? You have compulsive. I guess I forgot that you had that. That's awful. I hate compulsive so much. One of my least favorite quirks in the whole game. We gotta get rid of that absolutely soon.
The path is clear.
That just ruins Curios. It just ruins Curios. Look at this. Just ruins them. Wants to interact with everything. I hate that. I hate that quirk. And it's only supposed to have a 20% chance to trigger, but it just triggered twice in a row. Alright, I'm not gonna use
Eradicated.
a dog treat yet. Just go for raw damage. I guess we do have some torch down. Build the torch up when we can. Kill the front one. Xaxes is nice. I'm gonna use Crush here. We don't need to try to min-max damage and dodge and all that right now.
Horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Cool. Alright, this is what I call the gang. These are the 4 I always associate with this location. This is the gang. The perfect representation of the pigmen. Alright, I guess I just go for a random stun on somebody. Nobody's hurt, so stun the guy that can deal surprising crits. And then let the beast haters do their thing. We got 2 guys that deal extra damage to beasts, and we'll showcase that here, right? So we go with a dog treat, and then we just rip them. And then here, I'll mark him a riposte here. Start to kind of get some value out of that, and then maybe you just kill a guy immediately. No, didn't kill him, but did put a lot of damage on him. And he won't even die next round because the bleed's not enough. He's so tanky. Alright, that's fine. We should wipe him this round, so it's no problem. Hemophilia. Annoying? What does that do? Minus 30%, 50% bleed resist. My god. I guess I'll just heal everybody. Already heal. Crit 10 is funny. Remove the stress on her. She's the only one that actually had it. Yeah, is she level 0? No. Why does she have exactly 20 stress, though? Is that what she has? No, she has 23. I thought he's level 0, so he got 20 stress for his first mission. Kind of surprising she has that. I don't know where she got it. Just wipe him. My god, that bleed's insane. Alright, so you're dead, you're at 4, you're dead, and you're dead. So there's no reason to even do anything. I was gonna point at him menacingly. Then he died. That was so metal. That was cool. Alright. Yell at him. Watch him die.
Slowly.
He died from my... I screamed at him. It terrified him.
This is how a life is taken.
Alright, point at him too. Oh yeah, howl here. Pointing at your enemy and watching him die is like a new kind of BM here. I love it. I'm just doing these heals for if on the off chance that we get a crit heal. It removes stress.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Is there any circumstance where I come back here? I could pretty easily walk this whole path, or this circuit over here, walk up and around. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll leave this chest for later. Yep, that's fine.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
All right. The scouting chance here is really good. Oh my god. This scouting, look at that scout. Look at all the curios. There's not a single missing slot in any of these holes. Everything's busy. It's so busy. What? All right, one of these is probably going to be the thing from the stars. I mean, look how many fights there are in these holes. My god. You have a 50% chance to disarm. We're not going to worry about it. Let's just have you remove it. It's not even that much stress. I'm not going to take a chance that you take a bunch of stress for nothing. Ah, right away. Okay.
Of otherworldly death.
So we certainly are going to use dog treats. I want to make sure I wipe this guy. Hit him for as much as you can. No real chance to stun this guy, I don't think. I mean, he has a 85% chance to stun. I guess I could stun him. Yeah, just not a very high chance. I'm not going to mark him until he gets below. I'm just going to hit him for raw damage, and then once he gets under 50% health, then I'll do that. Oh, you phase nulled before I get the chance to do Retribution. You suck. All right, what's your dodge? 5 dodge? I could roar at him. I don't think it's going to matter that much. 5 dodge is already normal, right? If he's got 5 dodge... No, I guess it technically is... I was thinking about the math on that, because remember, you can... The max accuracy you can ever get is 95. I was just thinking about the math of whether or not, you know, this basically read like it was no damage, no dodge, but never mind. I'm just going to use retro. I mean, I could do... Actually, no, it's probably better to bolster here. Protect us from stress, right? That's this whole guy's shtick, is giving everybody random stress. So removing stress where possible is better. Yeah, just like reducing that a little stress that could be the problem for this mission. Yep. This is why you can't rely on bleed in this fight, because of that. And this is where Crush will be really nice, because I can just have him. I can have a Man-at-Arms use, you know, Retribution every third round and just keep crushing the front thing and be the tank and pull attention, right? He can Retribution the thing. I don't think it'll kill it though. So maybe there's an argument for Hound's Harrying here. Hound's Harry won't get him below 50. Oh, he's already below it. Yeah, let's just go ahead and Hound's Harry then. And then now I can guarantee that this thing dies from the Retribution hit. Retribution just doesn't do a lot of damage. It creates like the chance for him to hit back afterwards, but it doesn't itself do any damage. And then for the rest of the fight, we're going to be spamming removal of protection while everybody else kills him. He's going to do it after this round from now on. He's just going to constantly use Dog Whistle. Or I guess Target Whistle, whatever it's called. All right, we'll heal this guy up. Remember, that's a losing battle. You don't want to do that for a very long time. It's only one round we're going to be doing this. We'll go ahead and mark him. And now the Man-at-Arms is going to kill this before it gets a chance to explode and do any damage to us. That's fine. That's fine. Then you'll finish it with Retribution here. I might actually also go ahead and anti-venom here. That's 5 more damage. That's a lot. Just get rid of that. Retribution is gone. And then it heals him, offsets that. But now he's ready to riposte. But for the rest of the fight, he's just going to be using Crush and destroying that front little thing that appears. Our healer's going to heal everybody else, keep them from death's door. And the other two are going to take turns marking him down and getting rid of his protection. He's also draining himself casually too, so we're not really in any real threat of loss here as long as we're smart. Which I guess you could say about every single mission, but you know, we've got a pretty solid plan here. We'll just remove his armor, keep on doing it, get him down there low. Minus 25% protection right now, so here we just crush this.
Back to the pit.
And I'm going to go ahead and mark him one more time here, and then if this hits, then we're really good. Yeah. Now he's got no. Now he's only got, you know what? 0 protection? There's none. 0 protection. Yeah, he's dead. If I just hit him a few times, he's gonna. He keeps attacking the same guy. This guy's gonna get. He's gonna go to 100. Wow. He might actually go to like. He might stress out when he kill this guy quick. Then. I might even go for a stun on him. We don't need this. We don't need the heal. We're fine. So see if we can't cheese out an extra stun. Nope, that's fine. Try to kill him.
Precision and power.
Okay, it's not enough, but we're gonna get really close. Crush might actually kill him though. Good. Not quite. All right, so this is gonna blow up and it's gonna hurt, but whatever. That's fine. We're gonna take 1 hit from this thing. It's probably gonna put him over the edge, but it is what it is. No stress would be great here. Oh, horror is going to put him over.
The birthplace
unfortunate.
Of dread.
Actually, maybe not. A few things are going to have to go very well for us here. If we get the chance to howl, we can cheese this. Oh, nope, he hit it. He got stressed from that. Oh, he became powerful. Okay, well, okay. This mission's going to be a wash. We're going to smash. That's insane. That's insane. We just won the mission. But that just literally won us the whole mission by itself. Remove the stress. This rest of this fight's a joke. Sure. Yep. He looks like he's low, but I have a vessel. Whatever, right? Just heal the party. Doesn't even matter. And then I'll even have. Sure. Wow. You get to go twice. That's a lot, but it's okay. So now I'll just use this, take this out, and then I'll use the the highwayman here to finish him. For 5. All right. We take the quick draw charm.
So clearly in
a lot of money.
Or is it merely
Remember,
a trick of the light?
These sell for like $22.50. So now we look like we're really stressed out, but we're really not. I'm gonna go immediately sleep. And we've now fought the most challenging thing we could possibly fight on this map right away. Would you please stop interacting with random... Oh, an old journal entry. Stop it. See, she's curious 3 times. It's just so annoying. I'd really like to be able to get rid of that cork. Ugh, I hate it. All right. Gotta get through one fight here and then we'll sleep. Then we're fine. Oh, and then... Oh, even better. Then we get to use this pole, because this pole in the back is always good. All right, let's stop these guys from...
Be gone, fiend.
Possibly ruining this fight, or this mission for us here.
Obliterated.
I could have, like, healed him, but I'd rather... I believe that we can just kill these guys. Buff the whole team. Give everybody 15% extra damage for 4 rounds. A little bit weaker on this guy because he's slower than everybody else, it looks like, but that's still okay. Sure. I guess increase people's dodge. I could crush here, but I think I'd rather just try to dodge the vomit. Okay, that's fine. Hit us, a little annoying, but we're gonna offset this with the dog. Dog's gonna howl and get rid of most of our stress. It's gonna be great. Come on, man. We'll nail us in both of them, and give us this. Okay, giving our wow, -10 accuracy plus 15% damage on our Vestal is kind of random. It actually really doesn't even matter. Having rabies doesn't even matter because you're healing your team most of the time. She doesn't even really target people. I don't really think I care that much. All right, so here is a pretty clear case of removing stress. I mean, that's going to be his job for a little while, and then the other people will just take him out. I should be able to kill him, even despite the fact he's got a lot of armor. Whatever, it's fine. We're not in any real danger here, so. Putting her at 13, putting it down to 1 is a little annoying. All right, I'll go ahead and hound Terry once then. Clean that mess up.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
You can't hit him. Well, you can with this ability, though. Whoa, my God. Okay. Nice. All right, now we'll sleep. Okay, interesting.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
So I can avoid this question for now. I can just take the sapphire and sleep, like I said I was going to.
Gathered close.
I am gonna feast though.
Firelight and uneasy companionship.
And we're gonna lean on hopefully finding some more food over the course of this mission, because we have multiple ways of doing that. So scouting chance, remove stress. Can't be surprised. The cover your bases combo, like, really strong. I think these other guys even have abilities that can be used for 1. Yeah, it's fine. All right. And then this will give us a buff for the rest of the mission until we go to another camp here. Switch these guys around. I'm going to put it on the bounty hunter because this guy's not going to be able to do this for a bit. He's going to be crying havoc for the next few fights. So we're going to put this buff on. The bone altar is 100% of the time a good buff, always. So here, giving us extra, well, it's kind of hard to read because we have -10 stress, but ignore the -10 stress, the last 3. Plus 50% damage for Del Camp, plus 10 accuracy, plus 5 crit. Really good. So that's going to be very helpful for the rest of the mission. Well, oh, there we go. This made up for it. And she didn't trigger the Curious, which is really good here. Awesome, we get some extra food. We needed that. We really needed that extra food. I don't care about the money. Ignore that. 50 gold, whatever. All right, that's fine. Of all the times to trigger it, bags are not where I care. You can trigger it on bags all day. Extra food's even better. Awesome. Okay, now we've relieved the fear I had, which is running out of food because I did a huge, like, feast there. As I said, we could kind of do that on this mission. I really don't know if I want to take a sapphire over 1,200 gold. I legitimately don't think I care that much. Like, I just don't see sapphires as that valuable. And I guess I could drop the bandages for it, or the anti-venom for it, and be fine. Whatever. Sure. Man, that worked out really well. All right, let's go ahead and do I cry havoc here? I think I do. I talked about how that was kind of going to be my goal, to remove some stress for a little bit, and then let everybody else take care of things.
exposed to a killing blow.
Okay. Or you're gonna start critting on us and just... Sure.
Dazed, reeling.
Now I'm irritated.
Break.
The game's gonna try to irritate me by critting 15 times right after I said I'm gonna try to remove some stress. Shut up. Just shut up. Cheese. Alright. Spam party heals. Hopefully we get some crits. Cheese.
Pitch of battle.
Alright, kill this idiot.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Just get really annoyed whenever like the game decides it just wants to kind of undo what you've done, and it's predictable. I'm like, I'm gonna get crit. It's probably gonna happen, and then it crit, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna get crit twice in a row. I'm like, okay, dude. Like, if I actually can predict what you're gonna do,
Another abomination.
It's not funny.
Cleansed from our lands.
Right. Wow, taking him to one's annoying. We've been pretty fortunate in our dodges since then, though. All right, heal this up. Undo this. Okay, just remove stress. Pretty straightforward here. That's gonna be your job for most of the mission, for the rest of the mission. Okay, you guys are literally giving us every possible... We're getting everything this mission.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Everybody's got diseases now. You've got hemophilia, you've got vampiric spirits and rabies, you've got rabies. Like, good lord, chill.
Annihilated.
Extra food's funny. I guess I'll take the key.
Nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I don't really care about this that much. I mean, like, one single portrait's not really that important. Trying to fight off this stress, but I'm getting unlucky with the...
Safety.
Well, I was gonna say I'm getting unlucky with the diseases. This is gonna really tell us if we are. Rabies is helping there. The extra damage from rabies is helping there. That's funny. I'm just gonna go for stuns here. I mean, stunning is the most annoying thing that could happen to us here. Or not stunning. That's not what I mean to say. Surprise damage, you know, out of nowhere can really... I guess I just finish him. Yeah.
Decimated.
Extra damage to a character who's stunned? Sure. It has extra dodge. I could do extra dodge, remove speed, and yeah, do that. Probably misses. Oh, I got the one I wanted to hit though. This stupid guy, the mosquito. Yep, stress. Not that big of a deal. I mean, the hound dog is on stress removal mode here. Yep. Nice dodge. Maybe the speed loss here? Yeah, that speed loss mattered here. Can I stun you? Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Trying to stun the guy that could possibly make our run annoying. Keeping him from giving us the Crimson Curse would be ideal here. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use Hound's Harry. I'd love to remove stress, but these are the guys I can't play with. I gotta take care of this business. I gotta get rid of that crap. Camp again and not feel too bad about it. If I camp again, I just remove the rest of the stress. I could camp again. Gets rid of an extra random slot thing. I don't know. I'll wait a room, at least a room, before I do that again. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize how many more rooms we still have. Never mind. My God. Crimson Curse, man. Relax. These bloodsuckers are everywhere all of a sudden. I mean, they're supposed to start getting worse, but, like, that's a lot of them. Just deal as much damage as possible. I can't stun you guys. Nice, that one's just dead. Maybe I can actually kill... Powerful's good here. Just that's why it would be so nice if that was if he went first. That's alright, we're gonna wipe them after this round, but... We're not gonna kill any of them. Well, I guess we'll kill this one, but... That dodge is great. We'd love to see that. Dodge as much as we can here. Predigestion is annoying. That could give us a Crimson Curse, I think. Oh, maybe it can't. No, predigestion doesn't do that. I think it's... Yeah, never mind. It's actually ideal that we got hit by that and not the other. Great, 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 great. This guy's dead. This guy's just dead. This guy's not, but I'm pretty sure we'll go faster than them, so let's remove some stress while we can. We really need to do that when we can here. Heal the team. Maybe we'll get it lucky and get a crit. You know, that's kind of what we're looking for right now. We're looking for stress relief. Finish this guy off. The guys just die on their own. Yeah, I could use an anti-venom on him. How much is he taking? We haven't really even used him, so go ahead and use it. And then after that, these guys are already dead, so is there any upside using the rest of the abilities? There's not. Oh, we missed. Whatever. They're gonna die anyway, so. Nice dodge, didn't matter. Alright, now we're in kind of a pickle.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Do I want to keep the anti-venom? I don't really care that much about it. Do I want to? I mean, I already kind of gave up on one portrait, but you can't really think like that. That's kind of a sunk time argument. There's no guarantee that we'll, you know, see another sapphire, so I could argue the portrait's worth more than that. Citrine's obviously irrelevant. We'll never pick those up under most circumstances. I'm kind of interested in keeping the holy water. Do we have any quirks that are worth getting rid of? Bad gambler, compulsive, I'd love to get rid of. I mean, if we found... Yeah, I'm not that worried about it. Let's just drop this. We'll take... Nobody has the Crimson Curse, so I guess I'll take the portrait here. Feels bad dropping all of this. I don't know. Dropping all these holy waters. Go for a single portrait. I'll just wait. We'll find more portraits. I'm not that worried about it. Single portrait's not really that big of a deal. And this is exactly why, right? Like this thing, if she interacts with it, it's gonna suck, but she didn't. You can use holy water on it. We haven't got a chance to do that in quite a while, which is nice. Ah, there's the portrait. That's funny. Forced me to have the question anyway. So I would have got the same thing anyways, but now I get some money instead of the holy water. Again, one portrait's fine, but we also have a lot of food. You could make an argument that I could just drop the medicinal herbs, but I still think, I mean, there's a non-zero chance I actually use a whole stack of food just to heal off of a sleep. Off of a, you know, and you got to remember too, this guy is actually rolling around with Ancestor's bottle, so we're using more food than normal. So I'll probably just ignore the portraits for now until we like actually run through a full stack of items. Not think about it too much and just push. All right, people are pretty healthy right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and look for a stun on somebody here. This guy has pretty low chance to dodge. And then we'll just Hound's Harry, which is disgusting against these guys. Oh, he dodged. Oh, the bad guy dodged. Okay. Let's increase our chance to dodge. Lower our stress chance. I could just kill that guy if I use finish him, right? Extra damage against people who are stunned. Could have also just killed one of these guys since they're all beasts, since he has Beast Slayer's ring on him, I think, right? So it doesn't really, I mean, either way, it's fine. This guy in the very back, the swine wretch, has been very lucky this mission. We're on a long mission, but we've only gone through this many rooms, and somehow this guy has caused us four diseases this mission. Like literally, we've gotten 4 diseases from just like 2 swine wrench, I think, in this mission. It's been unfortunate. Yep. And start howling again, getting rid of the stress. Yeah, that's fine. Now I'll go ahead and heal party. Crit's nice. Extra stress relief is always welcomed here. You can see how much downstream of an effect fighting against the thing from the stars can cause you for the whole mission, because for the rest of the mission I'm kind of like, I've just been trying to deal with the stress. That was a nice roll though. Hitting 3 out of 4 is pretty good. I can't kill this guy in the back because I mean she just doesn't have the range to stun, but I can do a lot of damage. Just not enough to kill him, but still pretty good. I could mark for death here and then kill it with a hound next round, but I still think I'd rather take a whole round off and remove stress. Let's just kill a body. Man, we've just been picking up so many random bugs. Cool. Citrine's always junk. You never really take that. I'll take this.
Momentum.
The deeds.
Push on to the task's
Interesting.
end.
So if I take the deeds, I'm immediately going to drop. I'm immediately going to use the firewood. If I use the firewood, then I'm going to probably only use 2 food, and then use the dog to remove the stress instead of using like the big feast to remove that, because then I only have 12 food left, and I'll be kind of like hoping that I find food for the rest of the mission. And there's quite a few like areas left. There's also this treasure room I'm in right now. I should probably use this. I probably have to.
A spark without kindling.
Remove that
It's
stress.
a goal
Just,
without hope.
it's a waste of a lot of food, but we have a lot of food already. If I do this, then I can go with the old classic here, you know, release the hound, increase my scouting chance to a perfect 100%, therapy dog, less stress inflicted on our team, remove our stress, hound's watch, no chance of being attacked in the middle of the night. Pretty straightforward. It's not exciting damage-wise, it doesn't make our team more potent, but it guarantees that we have a fair vanilla
May we find
future
victory.
where nothing crazy can happen. We just fight regular fights. Oh, this is all junk. I'm not taking, like, what? Oh, that was an accident. I'm not taking 2 common items. Those are gonna get tossed very quickly. Where am I at? Oh, I still gotta walk through. Okay, wow. Okay, she's interacting with so many curios. Sure. We'll take it.
Glittering gold, trinkets and
This
baubles
curious is so annoying.
paid for
Such
in
an annoying
blood.
quirk. All right, I'm just gonna go for a kill because I just, generally speaking, don't use Hound's Harry unless it hits 4 people. I mean, 3's still solid, but we have 2 other people that can do quite a bit of damage, so this guy's stunned, so I'm gonna ignore him. Just go for raw damage. That's not gonna kill him. This is gonna deal less than enough to kill him, right? I could hit him for 10. That's still not quite enough to hit him. Let's just hit Retribution him. That at least represents a chance that we deal enough damage to kill him if he attacks the right guy. Yep. It could kill him. Probably not, but okay. Let's get rid of that stress. We're almost done with that mini game. Yeah, look at that. We're down to almost no stress. All right, go ahead and heal. Guess we'll heal the party. Yep. Crush the guy that you don't want to see it there because he could sneakily crit for a lot. Those guys can actually put out quite a bit of crit unexpectedly. All right, now we find this is the 3rd portrait. This would have been a stack of portraits, but
promises success.
it isn't that big of a deal. We'll take it now. Oh, not over that item, over this random common item. And I'll literally drop this accuracy stone for this holy water on the off chance I can get rid of a bad quirk. Interact with it? Nope, she didn't interact with that one. I might just interact with it intentionally because you might find a good quirk, blast it all, and nothing happened at all. It looked like it was bad, nothing happened at all. Whatever. So here we go up. We got enough stress relieved right now, so we'll just go for kills. You just literally wipe people before the fight even really gets started here. I'm going for a team-wide heal because if I get crit heals, it can actually remove stress, like, you know, incidentally. All right, now it's just you and me, Hog Boy. Just go for raw damage. I mean, he's gonna die next round no matter what. It's not really a concern about riposting here. I guess I could have gone for stress relief there. That's probably not the right choice. Yeah, stress relief would have been the right play there. He was gonna die no matter what anyways. All right, there we go.
As victories mount,
that's a little annoying.
so too will resistance.
So I'm out of, I guess I could drop this for the holy water. That's fine. Finding all these random torches is kind of nice because, you know, we're now out of our... We did a lot of early camping.
Could staunch the flow of
offset those
corruption.
the stress checks we were getting from Mr. Thing from the Stars. Hunger check is totally fine. This mission, again, is a lot more forgiving on how many sets of food you find, so... Yeah, that's fine.
Waiting to be spent.
An old journal entry had 100 gold in it. Alright. Alright, there's scout chance. Okay, room battle, we had to go down this way. Heirlooms. Okay, great. We got an actual stack of portraits. It's nice. Alright, go for killing one. Just knock one out. Nice, we got 2 of them. Good, cool. You do extra damage against Unholy, right? Not with these abilities, never mind. Let's go for raw damage. We should just kill this guy with the combination of these 2 in the middle. Sure. Yeah, that's what we need. We need one more of these. This actually stacks perfectly. Great. You got it. That doesn't stack perfectly. Well, I guess I can use the torch and drop the rest. I don't really care that much about the rest of these torches. 8 of them, we're fine. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, we knew this was here. What am I saying? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I say, like, having that guy not go crazy mattered a lot, because him hitting virtuous and becoming powerful, like, massive change to the, like, the cadence of the rest of this mission. It went from being essentially like, oh my god, do whatever you can to survive, to now it's just basically a casual, just kill everything, try to optimize our items, our looting, as it were. Nah, he didn't get the chance to go first. That's the one downside about him being slow. His powerful thing doesn't trigger as much as it would because he's being slower in general, right? Like, he's only got 3 speed because of this. Well, never mind, he just has 3 speed in general. I guess he is slower, he's older. Oh, he's also level 0. I was gonna say he's an older guy, so. We'll kill that guy straight up through a number of other things. This guy has extra damage to crit, to stun guys, so. Stress relief, remember to do it. Stress relief. When I can. Do it, do it, do it. I guess we'll heal.
Soothed. Sedated.
Yep. Alright, and then this, we already have a stack of that, so that doesn't do anything here. The money would be nice, but, like, you know... Oh, we already have a stack of money. We were aggressive, that's right. This is awkward. Like, I don't know what to replace this with. This is probably a time to replace the sapphire with the crests. Like, I just don't see the world where, like, we're gonna find a second sapphire. It's not gonna happen. I mean, it could, and it's probably gonna happen right when I open this chest, but, like, you know, there's no way to know that's gonna happen. Alright, great. That stacked this perfectly. The busts are kind of a bust. Busts, I don't know how common they are in this location, but, like, the odds of us finding another one of these is probably pretty low. We found a lot of portraits. It's pretty obvious portraits are pretty common in this location, so I am willing to speculate on another stack of portraits pretty easily here. The problem is there's not a lot of other things to replace it with. I could do the deeds. You can kind of see, like, the deeds are less common. The deeds and the bust are less common. We're finding a lot of crests and a lot of portraits, so I'm going to drop these and hope that I find more portraits. I've already literally ignored 3 portraits. We're going to lean into portraits this mission. Finish off another stack, maybe 2 portraits before the mission's over. That'd be great. We also got to remember we're going to be leaving this mission with a lot of money because of the trapezahedrons when it ends. All right, so we can't... Oh, yeah, we already opened this book, didn't we? Yeah, this is backtrack. I was like, that curio looks different. That's because it's the after stage. Wow, these hunger checks are not being kind to us, though. We've been hunger checked a lot since our 2 campings. We're gonna hope that we find... You know what? It might be worth walking into this room, getting a check or something like that. I'm just trying to think about whether or not it would be better to take the secret room right away. Huh. It's actually a legitimate question. Is it worth it to go ahead and, like, just try to exit this mission immediately? I mean, the problem is it's 100% of rooms, and so we kind of have to just hope that we find the room that we want before we get hunger checked again, which is annoying. I didn't need to stun that guy. That guy has a really high chance of dodging the stun. I should have just went for all damage. He's gonna get bled out anyways. That's all right. Okay. Okay. Trigger's powerful, huh?
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Stress is really the only thing I care about for the rest of this mission. We're not really in any other trouble damage-wise. So we try to minimize it as much as possible. Yep. Drums of Doom. This is the one I think that hits people for a little stress. Yeah, but you can see that it's a little lower than normal. Remove that stress right away. Munch is fine. Healing is not a problem for us. Extra damage is not really relevant. Kill the guy who hasn't attacked yet. Heal the team here. And then you can kill the front guy. I could also... What are you gonna bleed out next round? You are. Let me kill a body. Because then that makes it so that we're more... I can actually reach this guy with uppercut, or I guess finish him. Remove some stress. Yep. He's applying the right thing to us. The stress is the most annoying thing you could do to us. That's really annoying here. All right, get out of here, dude.
Masterfully executed.
Yep, heal the team again. Pretty straightforward. Just undoing what they're doing to us. Okay, great. Portraits, this is what I was talking about. All right, money, we can definitely stack that. We're not taking any jades. All right, hopefully we get a scout check. We do. Okay, so I'm gonna go down. We're gonna go ahead and open that chest. Yep, that's fine. I mean, whatever, sure. Go see what's in it real quick, so we can make an informed decision about what we do here for the rest of the mission. Yep, that's good. The money's kind of funny. The citrine, I guess here we take this over the medicinal herbs. Hope we don't get hunger checked for the rest of the mission. I mean, we still have the food for one more hunger check, and that hunger check's coming real soon, I promise you. The game knows. When you start dropping things that would give you your food back, it knows. So what I'm hoping on is if I go up one room, I'm hoping that that's the last fight, and then I can walk right back to the secret room. I would hope I don't have to walk all the way up and then left. I'm going to interact with this. This can sometimes give you a good buff for the rest of the mission. No negative quirks to remove. Yeah. Would have been nice to have used it on you and got rid of compulsive, but we do want to keep bad gambler if possible. What's your chance of removing this? 50-50? Sure. I'm being a little unnecessary here with the torchlight. Map inside's great here. That's great. Tells us right away. Okay, that we have to go there now. Damn it. That sucks. That does suck. Okay. It's not about the fights. That's not the problem. The problem is the stress checks, because we're gonna get hunger checked probably. And there's a chance we could get hunger checked twice. I hope not, but. All right, just kill the bad guy. Get out of here, dude. No more diseases, please. All right. Human. All right, he's dead too. So it's just the drums guy that survives, which is kind of funny because he's the guy who we've been annoyed by, the extra stress. So we're about to finish this guy up. We just wipe these guys so fast, it's just ridiculous. That was round one. They're just gone. Disgusting. All right, see what we get. Not a lot we're willing to take at this stage, honestly. We're not taking busts here. We're just, I mean, think about what we're going for. We still have another room to go pick things up in, and that last room is going to be where we get, like, these 3 slots down in the bottom left are all going to be replaced by trapezohedrons. So we have to ask ourselves, like, would I rather? I guess I could make the argument that I could drop the torches and take the busts.
Struck. A blazing star
Yeah, that's fine.
is born.
We only have 1 fight left, or I guess 2 fights left, and we're on full torch. Let's do that. We just got to go through this hallway, hope we don't get hunger checked twice, and then we're fine. If we don't get hunger checked twice, the mission's easy. If we get hunger checked twice, it's going to be annoying. I'm just trying to, like, avoid the extra stress, because I'd like to, like, leapfrog these guys into, like, the fights against the swine prince pretty quickly after this, and I'd like the turnaround to be pretty quick. I don't have to wait, like, multiple weeks while they recover. Wow, he didn't kill him. That's surprising. I mean, he does extra damage against humans, and he also has dismissed his head, so that's kind of wild that didn't kill him. But you should be able to finish him off, right? That was 2 crit heals that she got in a row off that ability. That's wild. You did more damage than my bounty hunter to him. That's nuts. What's your level? Hold on. You're level 1, you're level 0. How did you deal more damage? You have no damage. Like, that's insane to me. I mean, that's RNG, right? That's crazy. Like, that was a good roll. All right, finish Scott. That's more like it. That's more like it. Okay. We don't have space for that. And it's equivalent to 2 bust, right? Right, because 12 crest is the max stack, and 6 bust is the. So this is equivalent. I will switch it though, because the busts are pretty rare. We've only seen 4 busts in this entire mission. Remember, the Warrens is. Excuse me. Excuse me. The Warrens is more likely to find crests and find portraits. Would be neat if crit heals also had a chance to cure diseases. Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds like something that somebody's probably modded in at some point. Wow, we've just been very fortunate on... Wow, we can't... There's nothing... We're not taking money over crest here. Our 3 last slots are already accounted for. Our last fight's against a group of spiders. And look at that, we have some food on the table too if we need it. Well, we don't have our... We might just kill these guys. We could literally kill all these guys if we get lucky. We got 80... Look, I mean, this damage is stupid. Look at this. They're just dead. Like, what? I'm just gonna put random damage on one of them. It doesn't really matter who. I'll hit the back one. He's got the most health. Dodge. Cool. They're all like so close to dead already. It's so funny. Well, I don't want to see that. I want to see multiple random poisons. To attack the ones that are not dead yet. Or not, attack the ones that have not attacked yet, I mean to say. I'm not dead yet. What does that mean?
Unnerved.
Okay, game.
Unbalanced.
Try to make this last fight super epic. Stress this one guy out, right? Stunning. Okay. Alright. It's always funny whenever you get like a boon like this, like you get a radiant kind of thing, or you get like a powerful or some other kind of random virtuous thing when you like aren't on a mission that it really matters that much. It's like, okay, well, we're over it. We're over prepared for this situation. Oh, well, the hell did nothing. That's the first time that's happened, I think, on the stream. It can't happen. Alright, so there's our portrait. That's what I was talking about. Now, we can't justify taking any of these things. None of these things are going to come home with us over what we've already got. Right? As much as... so one portrait is worth the same thing as 3 crests, but we've already got 4 crests. Yeah. So none of these things are good enough to take home over what we already have. Continue adventuring. We're going to get hit by a hunger check in a second. Let's see if we can, like, get lucky. No, everything on the table's already been eaten. Yeah, okay. Let's go back. I guess I could go down that last hall and fight. Is there any real reason to do that? I don't think so. We've already got full items. I guess the Curios could theoretically have a few extra crests to finish the stack off, but whatever. We're talking extremely talking margin to this stage. I'm just going to go get out of here. Plus, I already know what's in these hallways. There's a chance if I walk down that hallway, I get like 2 more battles and whatever. It causes all kinds of problems downstream. No reason to invite the chance that we get punished for it. Wow, we are not going to get a hunger check, are we? Crazy. No hunger check. That is wild. Okay. Kind of expected it to happen and it didn't. Alright. Let's get out of here. Good mission.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
And we go. Very good mission. Things went well there.
Some experiments should have never happened. You are doing just work ending them.
Alright. That was a lot of crests. Alright, so we certainly leveled up Baron. Look at that. He leveled up in half. He went from 0 to leveling up. Nervous is bad. That sucks. Eldritch Hater. Oh, my God. Robust. Prismatic stability. +4. This is the second time. The second time we got prismatic stability on one of our Vestals. Disease resist. That actually makes so much sense. She caught 3 diseases, maybe vampiric spirits and rabies. Maybe there was only 2, but she got disease resist afterwards. She learned about it. It's funny. Yeah, that's all bad. Eldritch Hater's good. Prismatic stability is like whatever. I don't care about that.
My obsession caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
Care about any of that. Ooh. Clotter. Nah. Oh, those are all bad. All bad. Natural Eye's okay. I mean, on this class, it's exactly what you want, but we already have good characters for that. These guys are pretty much unusable. Eagle Eye's good. I mean, Eagle Eyes are real good in this class. Right? But, like, I guess it's not real good. It's not as good as Natural Swing or whatever it is. What's the crit one? Natural Swing's the accuracy one. What's one that's like plus 5% crit on all, from all abilities? No, that doesn't exist. It's deadly. It's plus 2% crit from all abilities, plus 5% from melee, and plus 5% from ranged. Right? Eagle Eye's pretty solid if you lean into the, you know, gun version of this class. You could do it. Torn Rotator, actually, look at the synergy. He gets Eagle Eye, has a Torn Rotator. It almost tells a story, right? You know, he tore his rotator, so he stopped using these abilities a long time ago, and now he just gets up close and personal and shoots people in the face instead of hitting them with a knife. It's kind of funny. Lurker's kind of irrelevant. Deviant Taste is kind of funny. He's not actually a bad character. If I didn't already have a decent, like, you know, highwayman here. Hard Noggin, Thin Blooded. Yeah, I say decent. This is actually kind of mediocre. I could get rid of him. Hard Noggin's good. On specifically that, you know, or proposed version of this build. But honestly, maybe Middleton's better because he has Eagle Eye, which is solid, Torn Rotator, which we could lock alongside this build that we're currently doing. Plus, we also have the Gunslinger's Buckle, which would synergize with him having Eagle Eye and Torn Rotator, and we could just lean into him being a Gunslinger version of him. And then Deviant Taste is fine to lock. We don't care about Lurker. I could do that. Eagle Eye is a pretty solid quirk on specifically like a ranged version, like a ranged highwayman only. It's not generally like a great ability, but Gunslinger's Buckle is like, I'm leaning into the guns. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna, so it's a synergy build, and it's strong. Imagine using this with like Dismas's, like, you know, head, and that accuracy is deep. That is a lot of accuracy, and this is going to scale into the later game, right? He's going to be a real good gunslinger. Now, the only downside is there's actually better items for a ranged version of the Highwayman. There's like a bullet and like an Ancestor's Pistol. The two of those things are like better. But I could do this. And I mean, realistically, Verdon's only level 1, and this dude has the Crimson Curse, and it's annoying. I have 2 guys now that have a Crimson Curse. But this guy's not leaving, though. He's got Eldritch Hater. The only thing that Verdon has going for him right now is he has Hard Noggin, which is cool. But, I mean, how many... Wait, sort by class. How many Highwaymen do I have? This guy's got Hot to Trot. He's level 2, and he's got his stuff already leveled up. Hippler, if we want to lock. Yeah, this guy's better just generically than Verdon. Yes, obviously Verdon has this locked, but no, yeah, we're talking time arguments at this point. I'm going to drop Verdon.
The task ahead is terrible.
Take Middleton.
And weakness cannot be tolerated.
Beast Slayer is really cool, but I don't think I need that, right? Don't I already have, I have a level 6 Flagellant. Do I have a lower level one? Oh yeah, we do, because Bly or whatever has Slugger, Eldritch Hater. He's loaded. He's got some decent stuff here. Scattering we're cool with too. I say loaded. He's good. He's not as good as like this Flagellant. He's got Clotter and Beast Hater. Actually, he's got Slugger too. Actually, he's Lazy Eye. Do they both have Lazy Eye? No, it's Scattering. Less 5% damage, less damage to range skills. 5% less range skills. But minus 5 accuracy to range skills. Minus 5% damage to range skills. Yeah, that's funny. They're like exactly the same. They both have a Hater. They both have Slugger. They're pretty similar. Yeah, we don't really need another. I mean, Beast Slayer's great, but we don't really need it. Plus, he's got Ansi, so I'd be forced to like spend this week training him up, and I don't like to trade up a third copy of a character if I don't need one. Natural Swing. Natural Swing. I mean, that's the same thing as what we talked about in the previous one, right? The other one we took. Or did we end up taking her? I think we did, right? We dropped, yeah, we took, yeah, because she had Precise Striker. This would be the right time to do that. And I could drop the other Houndmaster to pick her up. Natural Swing's solid, right? Enlightened's also good. So I can lock Natural Swing and get rid of Ruin's Foe, and then have Enlightened, and that'd be a good starting point for a Hellion. I'd be happy with that. Because Natural Swing's like a solid A tier. If I did this, am I dropping It'd be Bohun, right? He's the one I was talking about dropping. He's got Beast Hater and Rabies. And he's got Deviant Taste and Unquiet Mind. Hyromania I don't really care about. This would be an easy lock. A Beast Hater, remove Hyromania, and just hope for the best. He's in a really solid spot. I'm not going to lie to you. But when you compare him to the other two Houndmasters I have, it's just no contest. This guy has Eldritch Hater and Beast Slayer. Eldritch Slayer and Beast Slayer. That's crazy. And then this guy's got everything. He's loaded. He doesn't have all of his abilities leveled up, which is kind of funny. This guy's got the Crimson Curse too. If I dropped him, then I've dropped everybody that has the Crimson Curse, which delays our problem a little further, kicks it down the road a little further. Well, no, hold on. No, I'm not getting rid of him. I'm keeping him. It's the other one I was talking about getting rid of, so never mind. But Bohun, like, I don't know. So I'm thinking like Beast Hater is. I think this is the guy I probably drop. Yes, I do like Unquiet Mind. I do like Deviant Taste. I do like Beast Hater, and I think Hardened Noggin is solid, but not like incredible. But the one upside to this situation is if I get rid of him, I can actually lock a decent Hellion, like a decent start for Hellion, right? And we don't have a Hellion. We have one Hellion that's low level. I don't need 15 copies of our Houndmaster, and these are two. This is a good solid starting point for. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Pick up this Hellion. Maybe I'll find another one later that I can keep building on. Or I guess I could also just keep Bohun, and then just say maybe I'll find a level 3 Hellion at some point and bring her into the fold when I get her. I could be sold on that too. Natural Swing is just really strong. I don't know. These are like really solid, like good lockable quirks. Extra accuracy. All the time, doesn't miss. I love Beast Hater, but this character, I've literally already got 2 Houndmasters that I think are better. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this now. He has Rabies, which is kind of funny. I kind of want to bring him for that reason. I just leveled him up. It feels bad throwing away right after all of that. But he's locking. He doesn't really have anything I care about. I mean, compared to the other two. He hasn't locked anything. I haven't spent any money on him outside of like just leveling his abilities up. What's the other one's level? Level 3, right? I'm worried about like dropping one. Yeah, I'd like to bring him with me to go fight against the Swine King. There's also an argument to be made that maybe I don't get rid of one of them because I could have one that's like a lower one, one's a level 6, one's a level 3, the other one's a level 2, and then that means that I can have like 2 level 2s that I can kind of rely on to bring with me when I go fight against the Crimson Courtyard, which is coming up soon. I'm gonna have to because I'm getting close to the infestation. It's at medium. It's gonna happen soon, and I am not really in super need of people who deal extra damage to Blight. Like there's really 2 fights left against the Blight that I care about for a while. It's everybody else that's bleed based for quite some time. I guess I'm now starting to see the Blight level higher tier enemies, but I don't know. Anybody else I'd want to get rid of instead? I don't think so. I think most of our guys are pretty solid. It's so awkward when you get to this point in the game where you're like, everybody I have is good enough that now I don't want to drop anybody. And I don't have anybody who I'd rather like drop over just Bohun, even though he's got Beast Hater and he's got Deviant Taste and Unquiet Mind. These are all good quirks. Like everything he's got, he's rolling good on. But the other guys are just better, even though he's good. This is A tier, like maybe B plus, not on his class. He's really just got Beast Hater and 2. Yeah, he's a drop. I need to stop talking about it and just do it. I think that's pretty obvious. If we're just comparing apples to apples, he's the worst.
Send this one to journey elsewhere. For we have need of sterner stock.
I just checked something without realizing it. I did not mean to do that. I just kicked him off the team without taking his items off of him, and I just did an experiment for anybody that wants to know. I didn't mean to, but I did it on accident. Yes, if you release somebody and he has an item on him, he's not going to steal it and when he leaves. So don't worry about that. I actually for a second was like, oh crap, because I could see this game doing that. You kick him out before he gets the chance. It'd be like flavorful. He's like, oh, you don't want me? Fine. I'll just take my items too. Because he was holding the Ancestor's Candle in the Ancestor's map. That would have sucked. Either way. What time is it? 8:54. I'm gonna take a break for a bit, take my dog out. It's 3 hours or so, right? Short of 3 hours. Give me a chance, go grab some food, take a little bit of a break mentally, but I'm gonna come back. I see you in the chat right now, Steven. There's nobody in Twitch right now. It's pretty quiet night. That's okay, but that's I'm fine with that. I am gonna do a quick get everybody in here, get rid of their crappy abilities, whatever. But then I'm gonna go take a quick break here. I'm gonna do a quick removal of these crappy diseases. And then we'll lock some corks here, as you were kind of saying here. I think you were saying that I need to lock some corks before other ones replace them. I agree. I don't know how many people even need that. Let's actually sort by level. Let's see what we got going on up here. Burren, actually, I want to get rid of nervous. Let's get rid of that right now. Yuck, no. Anne's got, what do you got? You got Tippler, I want to get locked. Infirm, I don't want to lock. And then Theon, I've talked about this guy quite a few times. I don't even know how I want to spend money on him. He's got Godfrey, but he hasn't really locked anything else of any value. I mean, there's even an argument to drop this Abomination, because realistically he's got just Beast Hater and then these other kind of whatever. But I don't need to drop him. He's got a good lock, a good bad lock, a bad good lock, or a bad lock, I mean to say. Scattering is kind of whatever on him. It doesn't matter that much. Tone Deaf, it doesn't matter that much. He just isn't rolling. He didn't roll anything really exciting. Drew, I think, has already locked his good stuff. No, he has not. So this would be an easy lock. I could just come in here and lock Slugger. Extra 10% damage to melee skills. And then you'd want to do this now because I don't want to have it get replaced. Clodder, Slugger, and Beast Hater are just all generically good, right? They're not the most powerful things he could do, right? More powerful things in this class would be, you know, speed things like Luminous, like on any class, but also things that make him deal extra crit when he's below 40% health, things like that. But he's already got a lot of that built in. I really think Clodder's disgusting on this class, like absolutely absurd. Like look at Drew's. This dude has 140% bleed resist without items. It's absurd and hilarious. I'm going to let him lock Lazy Eye. He doesn't have any ranged abilities, so that's good. Yeah, and I'm going to stop there. And that does kind of set us up. Now we've actually got our, you know, our highest level guys actually have their stuff locked. Well, I mean, Theon doesn't, but Dupe Squire, oh, he's got his stuff locked too. It's literally just Theon that doesn't have anything locked. Yeah, bleeds like a stone is right. This dude, like, I have literally never seen a person get above 100, let alone bleeding resistance with 140. That's the most absurd crap I've ever seen. Like, it's just hilarious. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do an outro, and then after that, I'm gonna go grab some food. I don't know if Steven, if you want to go or anything like that, I might ask you. If you've already eaten, that's fine. And it's late, it's 9, but I hadn't eaten yet. I had my mom come over earlier today, and we watched some Stranger Things, and I spent some time with the dog, and then after that, I didn't really, like, time got ahead of me. So, but I'm gonna do my outro after that. I'll give you a text. But all right, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Until next time, I'm the Blue Titan, and in the next episode, you can expect to see us kind of level up a few more guys, get up into that second tier, orange tier, and we're going to go knock out that Swine Prince. That's the goal. I don't see that being an issue. I think we're going to be just fine. So if you're interested in taking out or seeing a Swine Prince kill, that'll be our next. I'm assuming, unless the mission has really bad item drops, that'll be where we go next. So again, I'm the Blue Titan. Until next time, thanks for your time. Bye.